Oh, what's good, y'all? Hello, everyone. We back out here again with another episode of the Lightning Round podcast. My apologies for making this be so very late. This is very unexpected to have it this late, but yeah, some shit that happened, some shit that popped up. Apparently, it didn't fall through. That was when I actually should have just gone ahead and did what had to be done, but I should have started this, but you know what? Nonetheless, we're back. We are back with another episode of the Lightning Round podcast. We're on episode 92. Let me go ahead and update the episode counter. There you go. Kenji, welcome. Dre, welcome. Everyone that's coming on in, welcome. It's nice to see you. Again, this is very unusual for me. I don't usually do a podcast episode this late. But yeah, what was supposed to happen fell through. Now I'll go ahead and explain what was supposed to happen. So I apparently was supposed to play Wild Hearts with a friend because he said he wanted to play it. I checked back with him to see if he wanted to play. He said, yeah, it wouldn't take long for me to get home. His words, literally his words, oh, it wouldn't take long for me to get home. And then I never hear back from him. He just completely went ghost. So, yeah, I ain't too thrilled off the fact that, we were supposed to play today. I was willing to make time, but you know, bullshit happened. Also, give me a moment. Apparently, Sheep Chat needs to update. It shouldn't take that long though. Okay, so yeah, it did just finish up. Let me go ahead and bring this up because obviously we're gonna want to, it's important to keep track of the chat history because considering Twitch doesn't do a good job of it, and YouTube isn't there is that. I have been heavily considering whether or not if I want to multi-stream to YouTube or not. That way, it would save me trouble having to have all these past broadcasts up. But for right now, I'm just okay having it the way it is. Um, yes, I will definitely have fun. I'm gonna definitely look through the playlist once we're done. But for right now, I'm okay with the current. Right now, I'm okay with what I got up right now, if that makes sense. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Ooh, man. Okay. So today we definitely got some things we need to cover. Of course we have to cover the NFL, week 5 of the NFL. We also have to cover some things that have happened. I should say what? A lot with gaming? I should say a lot considering, anytime we try to cover gaming, there's shit that we cover it on one episode, then next thing you know, it just so happens that it'll come up again on this one. You know what I mean? Like it comes up again like literally after each episode there's always some news that comes up with gaming. It's so fucking insane to me. But yeah, today we definitely got some things we need to talk about. Kernel Anti-Cheat is definitely one thing I'm absolutely gonna want to address considering what's about to come out in a matter of really Friday, as y'all know, and even later than that with specific games that use kernel level anti-cheat. So there's that. Now Ghost of Yachty, I don't think there's much news for me to talk about with it besides, of course, what happened with a month. I should say a month ago now. But what happened with a serious situation, and then after that, everyone started getting up in arms and going fucking nuts. But if you know, you know. Besides that, I haven't heard much about what's going on with Ghost of Yachty. I mean, besides of its current success, which I'll be honest, I absolutely saw it coming a mile away. If Ghost of Tsushima was one thing to go off of, and I haven't even beaten Ghost of Tsushima, if that was one thing to go off of, then I expect it to be no different with Ghost of Yachty. So yeah, we'll cover more gaming news as we go, but let me pull up the browser. There you go. So we got this one right here to talk about with Sony, and I don't mind having to talk about it right off rip. So apparently, PlayStation has finally decided. Okay, so PlayStation is gonna finally decide to stop supporting and shutting down all services with the PlayStation 4 starting in the spring of 2026. Now, according to the community notes, it says that the services in question do not affect players. The only thing it affects is new games coming to the PS4, some legacy features that newer titles will not be able to integrate to. Um, I'll be honest, you should not be shocked if you are a gamer. Okay? If you have been living through the gaming life cycle really since from when you were born up to this point, you know that these companies moving from console to tell you, all right, look, we did all we could, now we're just focusing on this one. This should not be new. Now, here's where I do have a concern, and it's not even with particularly the PS4. It's the PS5 which is where I have a concern, ironically, because look, I get it. The PS5 and Xbox Series X came out when COVID was around. And I will definitely tell you this, COVID era gaming really, I should say, ruined our perception of time with how we go about these consoles. But if there's one thing for sure that ain't ruined, I am going to tell you this right now. Our perception of time between the PS5 and Xbox Series X was definitely skewed a bit. But what ain't ruined is the fact that both of these companies, yes, I mean both Sony and both Microsoft together, the fact they're looking into future consoles and the current games that they have been putting out as of late has been absolutely underwhelming in every sense of the word. Like, for me personally, I don't know about y'all, but for me, having to hear the words from Sony saying that, oh, we're looking at the PS6, knowing damn well what you have done as of late with the PS5 makes me think, look, as far as I'm concerned, y'all shouldn't be in any position to be looking at another console when the current console you have is practically damn near a fucking upgraded PS4 Pro. Because that's how I treat mine. Like, if it weren't for a few games, that's literally how I would treat my PS5 right now. I'm not kidding you. I don't even treat it like an actual like console to play the games that it released on anymore. I really don't treat it like that. I mean, at this point for me, maybe y'all feel the same way if you have an Xbox Series X, or maybe you feel the same way if you have a PS5. When I see a game that is actually good for the console that it's meant to be on, I don't even deem it as a fucking like I don't deem it as something that's supposed to be there, like it's worthy to be there, you know what I mean? At this point for me, it's like I just look at it as a luxury nowadays, which is a damn shame. Like, I buy the PS5 to play PS5 games. I didn't buy the PS5 to basically play upscaled PS4 games just to have fun with, but sadly that's the position I'm at. Like, and I know I can't be the only one that felt this way, because like, there's definitely been occasions where people have sat up there and they have said, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead and just sell my current console because it ain't shit. And I completely understand it. I completely get it at the end of the day. So, if you're a gamer that don't want to move on from your PS4, I don't blame you. You shouldn't have to move on from your PS4. At this point, I see it as this. Come 2026, if there's one thing you need to be looking at, if you still have a PS4 at this point, if possible, if possible, the one thing I would tell for a PS4 gamer at this point, bro, you might as well just jailbreak your PS4 and have fun. That's all I could tell you to do. Have fun, get as many games as you want that you couldn't get from the PS4 during its prime, and just have fun, because you deserve it to yourself. You know what I mean? Cause I see it like this: you're not missing much. You're not missing anything when you move from a PS4 to a PS5. It's gonna feel the way that what I'm telling you is like. Look, it's not really worth the trouble. And Omega said, okay, I remember when gaming used to be fun and not a nightmare. Yeah, I mean, how could we not? I mean, that's all our childhood was at the time. Be like, you mean like, it came a point in time where, for me, I grew up in the PS1 era, PS1, Nintendo 64 era. I was happy as fuck knowing that I would soon get an Xbox or a PlayStation 2, and then later on a 360, and then later on for me a Wii. I used to be happy as hell to get the next generation of consoles and know how much fun I would have playing those games. Now it's like you go into the next generation of console and it's like, do I really want to? Is there really a point to it anymore? Because it don't feel this way. It haven't felt this way for a while. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that with the yawning. I have not gone to sleep, by the way, so don't worry about it. But yeah, I have I have truly felt this for a while, where it's like, look, the PS5 for me now, the PS5 and the Switch. I could tell you this with all blunt honesty. This was probably the last console generation that I got excited for. This is probably going to be the last one. I used to get excited for the next generation of consoles. Now it's just, how can I be excited for something if you put out bullshit with the current games for this console generation that you already have? Like, what is there for me to believe that when we go to the PS6 and the Xbox Series, what, double X? Or the Xbox whatever? What's there for me to believe that when those consoles come out that they won't be the same way as this one was, where it'll just be glorified previous console generations? You said there are still titles I'd like to try, at least on console: Dead Island 2, Far Cry 6, Dying Light, The Beast, and believe it or not, I want to continue Unbound. Hey, same here. Funny enough. But I mean, we'll see how this will go, but that's my question for y'all. How do y'all feel about all this? Like, do you think we deserve to be at the current state of gaming that we're in, where it's like, look, we got these companies looking at the next generation of consoles, and my question for you is, do you think they deserve to be looking at the next generation? At least as far as right now is concerned. Because I could tell you, I don't feel that way. Like, I feel very empty looking at a PlayStation 6. Why is my DMs going fucking nuclear? Let me go ahead and put this shit on Do Not Disturb. My apologies. Well, not my DMs, but just notifications going straight nuclear. Okay, that explained it. Okay, never mind. I understand. But yeah, it feels like, look, it's just very undeserved. Like, I'm not gonna spend $800 to $900, which is what we're looking at, sadly. These consoles is looking at $900 for you to spend, damn near $900. And y'all know what I said before. I said it once, and I'll say it again. I don't want to be a fucking broken record. Okay? I really don't want to be a broken record, but I am just gonna say it like this. Stick drift for days on high end control. Yeah, and I'll get to that in a little bit. I'm gonna definitely get to that in a little bit. But yeah, like I said, man, I'll get to it like this. If you still have your old consoles, man, keep them. Keep them and enjoy them for as long as you can. Because look, until these consoles prove their worth, for them to be jacking their prices up to $900, at this point, you might as well just go get yourself a fucking PC. And you'll have much more long-term fun having a PC at your side than you would with a console where, as far as we're concerned, you're at the beck and call of a company where, look, they could fuck it up, and there you go, you're in trouble. I don't want y'all to go through that route. Like I went through this route personally with the PS5. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even so much as touch my PS5 anymore. For them to be jacking up to $850, I'm sorry, $550, I said 800. $550? Not worth the trouble. Not worth it. They keep blaming the price hikes on the tariffs, which is complete bullshit. When the real reason is greed and dash of inflation. I got my game PC and PS5, no Switch. I'm good. Yup, same here, Winter. Look, how you doing, Winter? By the way, how you doing, Winter? Yeah. It's funny, Omega, how I just mentioned this. You know, when the whole serious situation that went down last month. I don't need to say it, but for the fact that I said serious situation, you already have an idea of what I'm going through, what I'm referring to. When that serious situation happened last month, the first thought on my mind was, why is it so easy to get a handgun for around $400 to $500 compared to you trying to get a gaming console for either roughly the same price, if not arguably more, and that's just the console alone. We're not even talking about the games you have to buy. You would have to pre-plan by getting the games you want ahead of time, and even then, when you think about it, that's jacking up the price even more. Guns don't really change in terms of manufacturing, and you're most likely correct. You could very much be correct. I ain't gonna doubt that for a second. You could very much be correct on that end. How you doing, Kuma? Everyone coming on in, welcome. It is nice to see y'all, man. But, you know, it's just, I'll put it like this. If I'm Sony and if I'm Microsoft, don't do this shit. Please go back to how it was when, look, you had some time to when the console came out. Let us drop the price of the console. Like, I don't understand the idea where, oh, okay, this console is getting more and more more influence. Let's go ahead and jack up the price a little bit more. Why? Don't you want people to have more of the console? Why would you jack it up? I still don't get that. Besides you being greedy. Like the funny thing is for me, even with you being greedy, it still don't make sense from a business perspective. It truly don't, because then how are you going to make more money if you're jacking it up even further? If the cancellation of Game Pass, which I'm about to get to, yeah, the console is 5 years old. Why are you jacking up a 5-year-old console price? Which, funny enough, Nintendo, I don't understand their decision. Ain't the Switch slowly approaching 10? Why would you jack up the price of a console that's like damn near almost 10 years old? It's like, I don't get it. How are y'all for consumers and then you turn around and you do that? It's like, okay, so what you're saying is you don't want me to get your console. You don't want me to have fun. You don't want me to spend money on your first party titles and have the time of my life. Bad enough, you'll brick me at a moment's notice on some dumb shit. So I'm like, what the hell is this? Nintendo does not believe in markdowns. At this point, Omega, I don't know what Nintendo believes in anymore besides looking at the Switch 2 and doing the best they can to sell you on that product. Whereas people are clearly not too thrilled about it. And it's being very much made clear they're not too thrilled about it when I see Sonic Cross Worlds having the time of their life right now. People having the time of their life playing the hell out of that before they'll even so much as lay their hands on Mario Kart World. And this is not even talking about any of the other first party games they came out with so far. The only saving grace that they're going to have going for is Metroid Prime until we get Smash Brothers. Not a good look. Absolutely not a good look. Like, I get it, there's those there's the Pokemon Animal Crossing game, there's the Pokemon, you know, the new one that's coming out. But I personally see it as this: those games are not going to save Nintendo's bullshit. They dug their own grave with not only this console, they dug their own grave with a lot of goodwill they had with people. But they're not the only ones. Funny enough, all three of these companies for me have dug their own grave. Starting with this having to jack up prices. Then bad enough with PlayStation, they're going to shut down support for the PS4. When really, the way how I see it, again, like I said, I treat my PS5 like a glorified PS4 Pro. So knowing that I do that, you shouldn't be shutting down shit for the PS4 as far as I'm concerned. Let that store stay up. Shit. It's been God knows how long now, and the PS3 store apparently is still up, which is insane to me. But yeah, it's like you said, Winter. It's a massive disservice. You know, and before you got here, Winter and Kuma, before y'all got here, it's as yes, it came out in 2013. But it's as I said, whereas I used to be excited for these consoles coming out. I used to be happy about the PS2, about the Xbox, about the 360, about the PS3, about the PS4. Hell, I was even happy about the PS5 and Xbox Series X, but now I look at this shit and I'm like, we're slowly approaching this point in gaming, whereas as crazy as it is to say, and I mean very crazy as it is to say, we're about to reach the gaming version of the Great Depression very fucking soon. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if we get all-time lows when it goes to this next console generation. I wouldn't be shocked. We wouldn't be in this mess if it wasn't for the greedy idiots that run these companies and their incompetent decisions. And we're about to approach, and we're about to approach it, motherfucker. Well, yeah, you know what? You right. Never mind, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. You know what? Pretty much we are at the gaming version of the Great Depression, which is quite a fucking shame. Because we shouldn't be here. But, you know, it is what it is. Console gaming is becoming a luxury, folks. I'm gonna be honest. Kenji, I'm gonna be honest. You say console gaming, I say PC gaming just got a whole lot better in terms of just, I'll say just as much of a luxury, if not more. Because you could practically cheat the system that the console gaming's trying to give you. Everyone, there's a reason why I'm still debating on whether or not I still want to get Battlefield 6 on PC or PS5. This shit right here with the console gaming is exactly why. If it wasn't for what I'm about to bring up next, it'd be a no-brainer that I would have gotten this for PC and not think twice about it. So, what I need to bring up with this, yeah, this is gonna segue into our next segment. Right into the next segment. Demonic, how you doing, bro? As y'all know good and well Battlefield 6 is coming. It's coming out on Friday. I already set it up for the schedule and everything. But if y'all been keeping track at what I have been talking about with not only this game, but soon to be with this right here with Black Ops 7, you know I have a very, very big issue when it goes to kernel level anti-cheat software. Very, very big issue. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do the casual version of explaining what kernel level anti-cheat is, what secure boot is, okay? And I'm going to try this like a very, very fun way. At least I think so. So, let's say your whole computer, your whole PC right now, let's say that it is let's say that it's a sorcerer that's like trying to cast a spell, right? That's what the secure that's literally what your whole PC is. It's like a sorcerer trying to cast a spell. But in order to cast this spell, it needs to be protected for a good length of time. Now, when this spell is cast, this spell takes out any enemy that even so much as tries to get in within a certain radius. So, how that can be done is you got all these other fucking, like, mages or like, defenders and whatnot. They make barriers or they make walls, so to speak, to make sure that important sorcerer does not get touched. Because if it does get touched, the castle's fucking done. Everything is cooked. They have it like level 1, level 2, and level 3 being the strongest. The way how Black Ops 7 and the way how Battlefield 6 has it is they'll try to spin this as, okay, if you want extra protection, we can give you this. Like say, okay, we're going to give you a level 4 barrier, but to do this, you have to drop all 3 of your barriers and you have to let us be right next to that mage. The big issue with this, which we're about to get to, is, okay, say you do have that level 4 barrier. You would think, oh, okay, it's stronger than the first 3. But the thing is that level 4 barrier takes out all the other three barriers there. It overshadows everything, and not only does it do that, it doesn't hold up as well compared to the other 3. So the enemies can easily come on in, and they can easily take out the mage. That literally sums up kernel level anti-cheat the best way I can. That makes it extremely fucking dangerous when it goes to your PC. And here's an example of how dangerous this can get. So I'm seeing it right here where it says cheats have been spotted in Black Ops 7 early access beta. So much for TPM 2.0 plus secure boot, keeping banned players gone. Hopefully the added security features, which goes to my point with that level 4 barrier, makes it easier to get rid of the game, with these losers, but this is an insult to every legit player. Retrieve your tires. Now, this was back on October 2nd. This was literally right after I had finished my podcast on Tuesday. This was a couple days after. So let's see what's going on here. Kernel level anti-cheat, ladies and gentlemen. Kernel fucking level anti-cheat. Oh, but we're supposed to stop hackers. Motherfucker, what is this? What is that? Like, what? I'm gonna stop right there. That's all I need to see. Now, the thing is, and I understand people are gonna say this, well, it's just a beta. Of course, they want to test out the security. Here's the biggest issue with this. It's not just gonna be them that's gonna test out that security. Okay. The cheaters are also gonna want to test out that security. This cuts both ways. Okay. So when that game comes out at a $70 price point, every single gamer is potentially in jeopardy to have their fun ruined. And not only have their fun ruined, oh, okay, sure, they'll ban they'll ban the cheater, but what's one to fucking thousands of more that's gonna come in and cheat and fuck up the game? And the thing is, this is Call of Duty. This is not new for this series. There's been cheaters after cheaters after cheaters after cheaters in this goddamn series. So what makes you think that now because you have kernel level anti-cheat that your ass is safe? Nobody is safe. Now, nobody, I mean this sincerely, nobody is safe, because now these anti-cheats want you to sit up there and say, okay, we need you to drop your guard in order for you to play this game. Like, I don't think people understand. At some point, the hacking is going to get to a level where computers is going to get bricked. And I mean a level of brick where I'm going to throw it at somebody's house kind of bricked. Losing thousands of dollars worth of equipment and data that you have to scramble and get back, all because you trusted your favorite game company to keep you safe from playing this game. Now, I hope that helps y'all understand why I'm in such a pickle when it goes to, okay, do I want to play this game or do I not want to play this game? Now, here's the good news and bad news. The good news, obviously, I will be playing Battlefield 6 on Friday. Make no mistake about it. The bad news is I'm probably going to have to do it through the PC end. So I'm already on edge when it goes to that. So I'm already going to have to commit to playing this only for a month. Because by next month, I'm probably going to grab this on the PS5. And stick with that long term. So hey, guess what? For once, our PS5 gets more use besides me playing Lost Judgment every Friday. Where's our Grunt's birthday party at? Finally, it gets some fucking burn to use. So Yagami won't be the only thing you'll be seeing up on that screen when it goes to me using the PS5 controller. Not to mention, cheaters have leaked into fighting games here lately. I hope, will there be cross progression? Yes. That's why I'm doing that. Because whatever progress I have on the PC is going to transfer over to PS5. So that's why I'm going to do that. Otherwise, I would never do this. But I hope for fighting games they don't do this same thing. Now, I had to say this as well. And have these two pictures up here. For what I had said not too long what I had said not too long ago when EA said, oh, okay, we're not going to be able to stop cheaters. When they said that, and then you see this little picture up here with the cheating in Battlefield 6 and the cheating with this one, I literally said it like this. They have the requirements for you to play these games. Secure boot, the highest level of PC access to 2 video games. TPM 2.0, which I believe it's important if you want Windows 11. And it's supposed to protect their games from cheaters with updated anti-cheat, only for cheaters to still get them. This is just in beta. I'm going to be holding my breath, scared out of my mind when the full game releases. And yes, Battlefield's going to be first. So we're going to find out real quick, really quick, if that Battlefield anti-cheat is God tier. We're going to find out on Friday. But I'm going to say this right now, and I want y'all to keep this in good memory. If you have to, go ahead and clip it. Should this happen where hackers come in to not just Battlefield, but Call of Duty as well, and they start causing havoc, you need to be upset at every single one of these companies that blatantly sat up there and told you to fuck with your computer just so you could play a game. They put your computer in harm's way just so you can play a game. Best believe I will be. You put my computer in harm's way like this, like it's out of control. And I hope with future shooters they don't ever do what these two are doing. I beg these gaming companies today, do not under any circumstances do what these two are doing. You will ruin gaming for a lot of PC people. But this goes back to what Kenji said. Console gaming is starting to be a luxury. Shit like that is why. If you're going to be out here threatening my computer like this, it's definitely going to be a problem. When have they ever listened to us? They listen to you when you stop spending. And I laugh because people try to say, okay, these gaming companies will never listen to you. Yes, they will. They'll listen to you when they find out that you're not spending money on them. When you don't buy their product, they have no choice but to listen. You hold on to the money that you earn, and you spend it on something that you want. Only then will they listen. The problem is when you have a lot of sheep, and let's be real, this is true. When you have a lot of sheep in the gaming world, they don't give a flying fuck unless it happens to them. So when that does happen to them, then people will understand and wake the fuck up and be like, look, yes, these gaming companies ain't with you, but that's not like you can't speak up yourself. Guess what? You're the reason why they exist. I need people to understand at the end of the day. Activision don't exist without your funding. EA definitely don't exist without your funding. Microsoft don't exist without your funding. PlayStation don't exist without your funding. That's why the one key thing for me always matters when it goes to gaming, and I hope for you guys you'll feel the same way. I have absolutely zero, and I mean zero, loyalty to gaming companies. Zero. I'll be like that guy in anime, where it's like, look, I will chew you up and spit you out. I will backstab you if I see a better opportunity. If you're not showing me your worth, bye. I'll stab you in the back, take my money back, and run from you. That's where it's okay to be a villain sometimes. You be a villain to these assholes, because they want to be villains to you right back. It's a fucked up dog-eat-dog world, but you want to know what? I'll be damned if I let companies get over on me like this. The sad reality is, if you stop buying their shit, there's still a lot of idiot psycho fans who will buy into their shit. And only then will they realize that it ain't worth it. That's their own fucking problem. All I know is this, at the end of the day, you gotta look out for you and your own. You and your people, if not you yourself. People that actually have enough awareness and have enough common sense to know, oh, okay, you ain't shit, bye. That's why I don't blame Winter. Anytime when she comes up and she says, I ain't spending shit on the Nintendo Switch 2, and I don't blame her. I have no loyalty to Nintendo too if this is how they treat you. Can't have it. I don't blame people that would say, oh, I don't want to spend money on Madden. Because, honestly, you're right not to. They should be better. Don't spend money on EA if you don't want to. Because, look, let's be real. As good as Battlefield 6 is going to be, and I'll be one to tell you, yes, I'm going to spend on Battlefield 6. I'm going to buy Battlefield 6. But I will not sit here and act like for a minute that I'm going to buy the rest of their products, that I'm going to sit here and buy everything like I'm an EA fanboy, because I'm not. I see the bullshit that EA has done. I'm not going to buy any of their product because I don't have to, let alone don't want to. I'll buy it if I like it. That's how I look at it at the end of the day. Other than that, EA took their ass to Arab money. It only a matter of time until Activision does the same thing. They'll take their ass to Arab money too. You know what I mean? But my thing is, these two, I'm going to be paying close attention to. And if you're a shooter fan, you need to do the same as well. Pay attention to these anti-cheats. Pay attention to Ricochet. Pay attention to Javelin, both of them. Because if they fuck this up, that's your money down the drain. They're taking your money and stealing from you. That's why, for me, I decided to be like, you know what? I'm going to take the safe route. I'll go ahead and give you $16 for EA Play Pro Plus, so that way I can play for a full month. You have 1 month to show me how good your anti-cheat is, because if it's not good within that month, I'm not giving you a dime. This is your test run for a month. That's how I look at this. Sadly, EA with the Arabs, they're going to go the AI route. And if they do that, the sad thing is, it's already the end of the line for EA. What's one more going to do for you? But we'll worry about that when we come across that road. Alright. We got this out the way. One more thing with Battlefield 6, apparently. Whereas the PS5 version of Battlefield 6 has the entire game on the disc. And there's no need for downloading. I'm going to go ahead and reread that. The PS5 version of Battlefield 6 has the entire game on there and you don't need to download anything? So you mean to tell me these games could have been on the disc this whole time? Because it hasn't felt like that in like 2 console generations now. We haven't felt like that since the PS3. We haven't felt like that since the 360. So I'm going to keep a close eye on that, considering what I did read was, oh, okay, with Battlefield 6, we're going to have a day 1 patch. So it feels like it's not the case, but we'll find out. I'm going to find out and see if that's true. I'm going to keep a close eye on that too. Because if, by all means, if that's true, oh, buddy, I'm going to be looking at so many companies that could have done this and, they just outright fucked it up. Now, as for your Maximilian dude video, Omega, yes, I do see it. In fact, I see it right here. I think I have it up right here. Actually, no, I don't. My bad. I don't have it up. But I'll go ahead and put it up here. So then that way I'll get ready to talk about it when the time comes. Because it might come up real quick anyway. But from what we gather, is the division of Capcom. Yeah, don't worry. I'm going to talk about that because guess what? There's one critical thing I am going to have to address. And this is one thing we all know well and love. This ain't necessarily gaming related, but it is social media related for what I'm about to talk about. So apparently, if I can find it, I should have it up here. Do I? I don't have that up here? Give me a minute. I just fucking had it up here. Well, that's a fail. But I do know I put it in the news section, so it ain't gonna be hard for me to find. So, this is pretty big. Roblox will be shutting down Gilded at the end of 2025. Roblox will be shutting down Gilded at the end of 2025. Oh, here we fucking go. Oh, buddy. Where do I start? Where do I begin? Let me give y'all a little walk down memory lane, okay? For anyone that was here at the time, but also for people that was not here at the time. I have no problem having to go ahead and give you this little walk down memory lane. I believe this happened around, what, 2023? 2022? I think it was around that. 2023, 2022. It came to a point, it came ahead. At one point, I got tired of Discord. I wanted to leave Discord. Right? But while I wanted to leave it, I knew and understood that if I had left it, I'm not just leaving my own server, I'm leaving a lot of people behind. So what I was doing was I was looking up alternative places to go to where I could feel like, oh, okay, I could call this spot my own. I could call this, new spot, something that I could, be happy with. In came Gilded. Now, I want you to keep in mind when I say this. Gilded at the time wasn't bought. They were on their own path. And when I got into Gilded, when I made my own server in there, my first words that came out of my mouth was, how the fuck did no one, like, how is it possible that no one heard of Gilded, considering what it had? And what it had was well above its time. In fact, some of the shit y'all see right now on Discord, Gilded already had up there. And not only did they have it up there, it was free for you to use. Such as, okay, you had all the emotes that you could think of. Every emote you could possibly come up with. On Nitro, you have to pay for that. On Gilded, you ain't have to pay for a fucking dime. It was already there. The graded name thing that has, kind of recent for Discord, it wasn't new for Gilded. It was already there. And one thing I loved the most when it went to Gilded that attracted me to it was, and this is so fucking big and I'm gonna miss this. Y'all know how y'all told me that my server was too big? That you didn't like the fact that, y'all could, you scroll up and down, there's so many channels all over the place. Gilded had it as a thing where you could basically, I shit you not, you could basically have like a server within a server, if that makes sense. Where you had, okay, on one end, this is the general chatting area where you'd be like, okay, this is where it all goes to. And then on one end, you have a whole art channel area where you can have everything, nothing but art in there. And of course, on one end, for anyone that was there with the not safe for work, you can have a whole not safe for work art area all to yourself. They had sub channels, sub servers within the server. That's basically how I can put it. And in fact, if I still have videos up there, I'd be able to show y'all exactly what I was talking about. Well, I would be talking about. Like, it was fucking amazing for what it had. But the problem was, there was definitely some cons that Gilded had. The voice chat was ass. The voice chat was ass. The live stream wasn't there. And yet, no matter what, I stuck on Gilded for like, what, 2 years before I left? 2-3 years before I left? Even after it got bought by Roblox, I stood there. I stayed there. And the people that was there at the time, now, a few of them, I was happy that, I swear I personally feel like this. I feel like because we went over to that spot, it really made the friendship grow. It really made us learn a bit more about, one another, like how to really improve, how to be better with one another. Kari at the time was there. Splat at the time was there as well. We both, we were heavy on Gilded. We wanted to stay there. We wanted it to be the better Discord. But it just couldn't do it. Yeah, you were there too. You were there too. But I am mentioning some noticeable names, some like notable names there. But yeah, Bao wanted it. Bao wanted it to be great. Fuyu wanted it to be great. Eagles was there for a bit. If I know Flash was there for a little bit as well, not too much, but he was there when he was. Jerbear was there for a little bit. A good chunk of people that supported me, they were okay with me wanting to go from Guild to Discord. But the one thing I made sure to do was I didn't want to split the community up. So instead, thankfully, someone had it as a thing where you could bridge the server channels together and you could chat with one another. So on one end, I will be chatting on Gilded, and on the other end, they could be chatting on Discord, and we all received the messages from one another, and no one would lose their communication. That was fucking brilliant. And that wasn't by Gilded, that was the community that did that. They did that. Because thank God someone understood, look, not everyone's going to want to switch over to Gilded. And that's completely fucking okay. Just because I thought it was better, that don't mean everyone else thought the same. But one more thing I forgot that Gilded had better. When it went to you having to post pictures and stuff like that, the way how you had it now on Discord, it was so much better on Gilded. It was a lot better on Gilded. It was a lot easier to access. So, like what I tried to do, what I did before, when I revamped the whole channel, it didn't work out because it was absolutely cluttered, and for a lot of people, they just couldn't understand it, and I understand why they couldn't. Whereas if you move that shit right over to Gilded, it'd be easier for people to understand. But my thing is, at the end of the day, I backed the fuck out of Gilded. You could say I was fanboying hard as shit for the platform. More of the story. But you should know by now what made all of it came crashing down in a heartbeat. The minute that they told us that you need to sign up by using a Roblox account in order to keep using Gilded, that was it. That was the death nail for Gilded right there the minute that announcement was made. and you want to see a betrayal. Like, look, I know I said I have no loyalty, but that was one platform I had loyalty to, and they backstabbed me by pulling that move. So because of that, I had no choice. I had to move as much content as I could, which is a lot of content, and I couldn't move it all. I had to take what I had from Gilded and move it right back over to the Discord. And I was fucking hurt that I had to do that. It's not the first time I got hurt by a company like that. Funny enough, when I tried to move out of Twitch and when I wanted to go over to different streaming platforms, I got hurt by them. They ruined my expectations. And Gilded just so happened to be no different. Even though it had so much things better than Discord. And funny enough, still has so much things better than Discord. But what ruined Gilded was that shit right there, telling people you had to sign up through a fucking Roblox account. In fact, you know what? I'll go back further. The minute Roblox bought Gilded was like, it was damn near the beginning of the end. We just didn't see it coming at the time. And of course, for all the people that left, you go on that Gilded profile on Twitter, you damn near don't see, you could barely find the last time they even chatted in that on that Twitter account. You won't be able to. Because a lot of people will say the exact same thing, which is revert that change for making people sign up to Roblox. They felt as just as betrayed as I did. Because we saw what you had. We saw the potential that you had, and you fucking ruined it. And I'm sure I said this long ago, even when I was on Gilded, and I'll say it again, because this went for me talking about this with sports, which is still true, and I'll gladly say it again. When you have a monopoly, it fucks up so much for people. The NFL being a monopoly is actually terrible. Because now you see the quality of play that you see in the NFL right now. Which isn't as good as it once was. And you have a monopoly right now with Discord. How you doing, Fuyu? You have a monopoly right now with Discord. Which is horrible. Every chance Discord gets, they will sit up there and be like, oh, hey, look, we're going to advertise this. You need to spend like $10. I'm like, get the fuck out of my face. Why do you think that's why I stood so steadfast in this? And again, I have to say this. Gilded had this in spades too. All of that shit that that Discord's offering you, that they would say you have to pay for, and I know I said they Gilded had that up for you. One other thing that Gilded had that maybe Discord has this, I can't say for sure. But they had it so that instead of you just having to do that, if you want to support your creator, you could just do that by giving them like, okay, depending on the tier. They literally had Patreon in a server. They had Patreon Subscribe Star in a fucking server. They were well ahead of their time. And it'd be like, oh, okay, here, you get the support your creator within the server, and you get access to certain channels or certain shit like that. I don't think I've seen that again. I don't think I will see that again. Because you know damn well Discord ain't going to do that. Because guess what? Discord ain't going to compete with some fucking Patreon and Subscribe Star and think they're going to get away with it. But, yeah, it's it's really a shame to see that this is the route that Gilded is now heading towards in the last of 2025. Like, it's crazy to think about. In 2026, Gilded's going to be lost media. So in the future, I'm going to be thinking like, damn, do you remember Gilded? Do you remember what could have been? Do you remember what it looked like? I'm already pushing 30. Motherfuckers going to make me feel like I'm 50 having to talk about this. Like, damn, how much short my lifespan's going to be off of you getting rid of some of this stuff. But Omega, you said I would be laughing. I was laughing, grinning ear to ear. I am. I'm laughing and grinning ear to ear because this is another situation where companies get greedy and then that's it. Greed fucking kills you. Greed's probably the deadliest sin right now in this world. If not, it's wrath. It's one of the two. You killed something fun that you had for everyone. And now it feels like for me, I'm going to be real with you. It feels like for me, getting on Discord for me feels like fucking prison. That's how it feels. Every time. I felt that way beforehand. I still feel that way now. And it feels like the only reason why I'm on Discord is because I don't have a choice but to be on Discord. If it was up to me, I'd leave it. I'd leave it to go to a spot that I say would treat me better. That wouldn't insult my intelligence every fucking time. That would tell me, oh, okay, if you want to have this here to support the people, you can go ahead and do that. But we're absolutely not forcing you to. We're not going to make you do this. We're not going to make you do that in order to support us. Now, Fuyu, I know you mentioned Root. I know you mentioned it. But there's a reason I have not mentioned Root yet. I didn't mention Root because it's still in alpha right now. In fact, let me go ahead and bring it up right now if I can. This is what Root looks like. Now, they said they gained users. This was back in September 24th. We're on October 7th. So, this is what it looks like now. And by the way, yes, I do have a server up there if you want to see for yourself what it's like. I have no problem having to go ahead and give y'all invites so you could see for yourself what it all looks like. So, you see how similar... Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Omega. That's why I said I didn't want to talk about it yet. Because right now, they're not at that time. They're not there yet. They're not there. When they get there, then I will address it. Then I will talk about it. But right now, I'm playing the waiting game, as I should. I'm not going to be rushing any devs. I'm not going to say anything crazy. I'm going to let them do their thing. But if there's one thing... I hope there's one thing I hope Root does is they took bits and pieces. They take bits and pieces for what made Gilded great, and they put that in there and be like, you know what? Since they're closing down, we're gonna take this and we're gonna run with it, which is what they need to do. You want to get people to get off Discord? That's how you get people to get off Discord. At least get as much as you can. Just don't fuck it up. I mean, at this point, I hope for any alternative that comes by that they don't fuck it up. Thank you, Winter, for hydration. I actually have to go downstairs to go get something to drink. So, when I finish this topic, I will go ahead and head into BRB. Y'all could talk it out amongst yourselves. And then after that, I will come back up and get something to drink. But to end my topic off with this, Root is next app up. I'm not gonna say next man up. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say any of that. But you're next app up. Okay? And what I'm saying is this. I don't want you to take over Discord. I don't want you to try to be like, let me go and put it like this. Discord nowadays is fucking Call of Duty. They're the NFL. They're the NBA. I'm not asking you to beat the NBA. I'm not asking you to beat the NFL. I'm not asking you to beat any of these top tier companies. I'm asking you to be a better alternative so when the time comes, when people finally get sick and tired of Discord, you can be the one to promote and be like, you know what? Discord fucked you over like that? That's fine. We're not going to fuck you over here. We're just going to be here chilling. I have nothing, I mean, like, you have nothing against Discord. We're just going to be here chilling. We're not going to insult your intelligence. That's what I thought Gilded had. That's what I thought was the goal. Apparently, it wasn't the goal at all. So, when I come back, oh, by the way, yeah, Windows. I'm gonna say this too. Capcom, we're definitely gonna be talking about you, but it's not just Capcom. There's gonna be a couple of these other companies as well. This goes to what I was talking about earlier when it went to Microsoft, Windows, Capcom. Don't matter. This is gonna be the next topic I'm gonna talk about. So I'm gonna go on BRB. You're going to enjoy the clips. I'm gonna get me something to hydrate with. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. No way. We gotta fight a Mizu. Oh shit. Cue the Mizu command. Oh my god. Pain. It's just Mizu, but that'll work. I do need to put it up as his full name. No! Oh shit! Yo, Mizu crashed my game. Clip. Can I get this clipped? Bro. Mizu got more than just soap powers. Oh shit. Yeah, that guy with the Warhawk, he's dead. He's dead, bro. I expect him to be dead. Alright. I can't with this game, bro. I can't. How many jackals do I have to kill that are holding on to sniper rifles? I don't understand. How many? There's like 5 in this fucking area. Give me that. Bats and golf clubs. We're gonna take that golf club. Grab the couch or the trash can. You're right, I could do that. But we going 4 right now. Kiryu Woods, bro. Kiryu Woods. Yeah, Kiryu Woods. Let's go. PGA Tour. Put that. Beat the trash can with. Come on, I'm going to smoke. back. God damn! Do I get this clipped? Holy shit, LMGs is like that? Hey, bro, is this Battlefield or am I playing Halo 3? That man is dead, yo. And I swear it ain't my fault. I want him to get out. Yes! Clip! Clip! The main reason I'm getting Honkai is because I'm going to draw some of their... What the... Can I get this clipped? Sam! Sam!
No contact.
Sam! Why are you T-posing? Oh, thank God! This man was mid-air T-posing!
I have nothing. We better find Fisher fast. Some of us have to join Colonel Reed for the main event. Everybody take...
Oh! I still hit him! Clip that! Broke his head with that one. Oh man, that nice delay. Oh. He killed me? Wow. I should have stayed down. Oh my god, fuck that wind, dog. That wind saved him from flash attacks. How am I not hit with what? What? Clip that. That went by horribly. Oh, that's gonna count. That went by terribly. I'm gonna wait for this dude to come on down. Get y'all clip buttons ready if I'm able to hit him. Oh, that did not go as planned. But I'll take that anyway.
Gorgeous teachers.
Yo! Yo, Kaito has to chill. God damn. Oh no, clip. Oh, and Anon. Don't think I didn't notice. Uh-oh. I slowly turned back to him. Be like, oh shit. Oh shit. Your waifu's trash. Clip! Oh no! The problem is you don't know. Oh well, fuck. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I wanted to bust out laughing the minute I come upstairs and see the Snoop Gang clip. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I fucking needed that. Oh, I needed that. Oh my god. Oh, I needed that, bro. Oh my god. You said your waifu game was trash. Oh my goodness. That was so unexpected and so fucking worth it. Oh, thank God I chose that day to go play those games, man, cuz Man, they were just so yeah. Your wife was trash and you taste this shit. That came so out of left field. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's get back on topic. Okay. Now, Microsoft, Windows, don't matter. They're in the news for more of the bullshit, not just with the whole Xbox thing going down. They have shit like this, so they're basically forcing game developers. You're forcing these companies to tell these people, starting at a certain date, these games will no longer work on Windows 10. So, God forbid if people don't know a damn thing about Linux, they are forced to go over to Windows 11. I say this again. Do y'all understand why like this is not fucking healthy, bro? This shit is not healthy. First Discord, then the NFL, then the NBA. We have this with Windows. I understand there's Mac computers, best believe, but here's the problem. They're all tailored to of course, a Mac. Now, thankfully, you do have options when it goes to just having to not go over to Windows 11. Now, you could stay over on Windows 10. They have a thing that's called like long-term support or some shit like that, LTSC. They have something like that going on. And I've been seeing people having to go and use that for a little bit. And I'm happy for people to use that. Look, use Windows 10. Use Windows 10 for as much as you can. But having to sit up there and you just have one company rule over everything is fucking terrible. It's terrible. But I will say this. Again, I can't stress this enough. Now, if you are already on Windows 11, you really should be fine. Unless you don't like Windows 11, that be one thing. But if you don't want to be on Windows 11, whether you don't like it anymore, if you're on it, or whether you don't want to get on it at all, again, I can't stress this enough. I will help as much as I motherfucking can when it goes to helping you figure out, okay, do you want to go to Linux? Do you need help having to go to Linux? Do you need to understand the ins and outs of Linux? I will do the best I can. Because y'all know the story with me. I had to be forced to go over to Linux because I didn't want to go back to Windows 11. Because Windows 10 completely fucked my whole setup. Out of nowhere. And I knew going to Windows 11 wasn't going to make it any better. So that people understand, you have options. And by the way, here's one other problem that I can't ignore either when it goes to having to move over to Windows 11 is if you have an old computer, say an old laptop or old desktop, something like that, having to try to run these new machines, having to run Windows 10 or Windows 11 on those old machines, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. In a sense, whereas the minute you turn that shit on, your laptop is going to be screaming, telling you to be like, yo, can you please turn this shit off, kind of screaming. Because I'm overheating just off of booting this shit up. I know. I would know. I tried on 2 occasions. I had this on my mom's old computer downstairs in the living room, and I have this on my old laptop. until I said, you know what, fuck it, let's just go over to Linux, and all of a sudden it's completely fucking fine. Now, if it does happen to get to that point, I don't mind having the help. But here's the deal. I'm not going to sit here and just say, oh, go over to Linux, it's all sunshine and rainbows, and not bring this up either. There can be certain games, if you're a gamer, there's certain games that don't work with Linux, not because it can't work with Linux, but because the developers don't want to support it with Linux. So I'll go ahead and see if I could put this up here real quick. Yeah, the games that are borked as in does not work. So I'm gonna see if I could find it real fast. Let's go to Explorer. Can I go to it? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so the games that don't work, I can tell you this right now. GTA. Okay, never mind. GTA 5 does work. I thought it didn't. Apex Legends does not work because of EA. That's why it don't work. Do people still play Fall Guys? That'd be interesting if they do. Let's see. Yeah, Destiny 2 does not work. So if you're looking to play Destiny on your Linux PC, you don't try it. Don't even try. PUBG don't work. Rainbow Siege don't work. Let me see. Battlefield obviously don't work because of EA and their bullshit. Marvel Rivals absolutely works. You might have to do some shit, but I don't know for sure if you have to do anything, but Marvel Rivals works. Obviously, y'all know Monster Hunter works. I played it on here. Let me see. Oh, I need to find out and see. Is this true? If Star Wars Battlefront 2 don't work, that's a gut punch. Luckily for me, I already have it for for my PlayStation, so it's not a big deal. But Warframe, yes, it works. But yeah, this is just an example. Mostly, if you had noticed, the games that don't work are kernel level anti-cheat games. Either that, or some people just don't want to, like, they have BattleEye up and they would choose not to do it, which is very fucking weird for some reason. They would choose not to flip the switch and be like, oh, okay, yeah, it works. But as you can see, a lot of games do work with Linux. It's just certain ones don't for some weird ass reason. Now, if you're looking to use Wallpaper Engine, there's a it doesn't work, but then it does work. If this makes sense. It doesn't work if you try to activate it and use it like how you normally would, like how you would with Windows. It's not going to work. It does work because there's a workaround to get it to work. In fact, I kind of have Wallpaper Engine up right now. In fact, let me see if I could go ahead and show y'all what I'm referring to here. So let me see here. There you go. So this is what I mean. This would be like the stuff from Wallpaper Engine. This stuff works. So let me go to desktop and wallpaper. That's what I mean. This is all my Wallpaper Engine stuff that I had on here, and it does work, but you have to be on a specific, like, I guess, how can I put it in terms of Linux? A specific, like, platform, I guess, to make it work. So yes, it does work. It just doesn't work the way how you would want it to. This is just an example. Alright, let me go ahead and head back. But yeah, all in all, if you were looking to move over, if you're a shooter person, it won't be for you. If you're not a shooter person, you might not have much of a problem at all. In fact, you shouldn't have much of a problem at all. You should be fine. Now, certain other things that you would have to say, okay, if there's certain things you want to get used to, like, if you use Clip Studio Paint, Clip Studio Paint, it works with me, but you had to find, like, say, a bit of a workaround. If you're willing to go through that workaround, you should be fine. But if not, that's why Krita is there. So it's like natively works with it. In fact, they have no problem having to talk with the Lynx people to make it work. But that's just, an example. And that's all I could really give in terms of that. It's a damn shame that with what Windows is doing is they're putting up a lot of e-waste. A lot of shit to tell you, okay, throw your computer out. Throw the computer you currently have out and go get a new one. I don't want you to have to do that if you could help it. I want you to keep on using your computer. That's why I'm giving you that as an option. To be like, okay, instead of you just having to throw it out, you can keep what you have there. Just go over to a different spot. That's all it's going to take. That's if you're willing to do that. But yeah, that's entirely up to you. So, with that being said, there's not much else I could really talk about in terms of, this stuff here with Windows, that stuff there with Microsoft. But there is a couple more things left with gaming. Takashi Iizuka confirmed Sonic Team's next mainline game will deliver a new experience for players. I'm gonna be honest with you, that may sound all well and good, but y'all know how I'm feeling right now. I don't want to hear shit with Sonic unless y'all willing to branch out and give these other characters a chance. I'm serious. Call me a Silver fanboy if you want to, but after what the fuck happened with Silver as of late, I think it's time you start paying attention. New John, welcome. It's nice to hear from you. You said you really enjoying the podcast. I'm happy to hear it, man. Just keep on enjoying it. Look, I'll happily be someone's ear, whatever you're doing. This came up in response to people wanting to remake Sonic, wanting to have a Sonic Adventure remake, and I completely understand that. I don't want a Sonic Adventure remake as well, but I'm gonna also keep it like this. It's not like Sonic Adventure isn't great like it already is. It's fine the way how it is, and it's accessible elsewhere. I have no problem if Sonic Adventure doesn't get that remake. It still plays damn good for the game that it came out with, for the year it came out with. Just make it more accessible and come out for other consoles. The only thing I'm scared of is when you make these remakes, these companies end up fucking it up. That's what I'm scared of. And Sega has done this before. They did this with Sonic Colors, remember? They did this with Sonic Colors. I haven't forgotten. People were not too thrilled about it. In fact, they even went so far as to play the old one. For Christ's sakes. Now, I could be wrong here. Feel free to go ahead and correct me. But they weren't too thrilled about it. Okay. Xbox is basically blackmailing the consumer to not cancel their current subscriptions. Why? Why, huh? So you can go ahead and keep on getting that $30? Is that it? Anybody that use Xbox Game Pass, you're better than me. I ain't listening to a damn thing these companies gotta say. Fuck out of here. You charge $30? I could just sit up there and just cancel it and just say, fuck it, I'll just wait. I have no problem with that. Recently, you may have heard about changes to the price of the Xbox Game Pass subscriptions. At this time, these increases will only affect new purchases and will not affect your current subscription. Now, how long is that going to last? How long is that going to last, Microsoft? I have never seen a company take bigger L's than Microsoft this year. And I say this in all honesty. I know y'all want to say Nintendo. I completely get it. I get why y'all want to say Nintendo. But Microsoft, for me, gaming as a whole takes a big L. What they have done when it goes to PC gaming, obviously what we just addressed with Windows 11, forcing you to get on Windows 11. And then there's this with the Xbox Game Pass. So, like, what's going on here? It's lifetime as long as you don't drop it. Someone has theirs for $15 still. I fucking hope so. I pray this ain't the case. I pray this stays that way. So yeah, if you're grandfathered in, you're good. All current subs on auto renewal were grandfathered into the older price. If that's true, then alright, fine. But you want to know what though? For any newcomers trying to get in the Game Pass, I ain't fucking touching it. Not within a 10-foot pole. I ain't touching it. Sorry. Should I barely touch some gaming subscription as it is? Case in point, the EA one. I barely touch that as it is. Oh my goodness, dude! Shout out to the yep. Shout out to the real OGs, man. That was with this whole Xbox Game Pass thing. I'm happy that you are grandfathered in, Omega. I hope so. You better not be charged $15 a month. You keep me updated with that. GameStop out here doing us a solid. You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and see if I could get to that real quick. If I could, I don't think I did put that up there, did I? No, I did not. Give me one moment. This shouldn't take too long. But yeah, man, Microsoft, man, the one company that's arguably taking the biggest L for me this year entirely. What they have done, it's reprehensible. And they know better. It's nasty, bro. Okay, so GameStop. So it says it will continue to sell Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for $20 a month despite the new price hike. For once, GameStop is taking a W, but here's the problem. How long until Microsoft pressures them to tell them to start bumping that shit up to be with their current price? That's the big question. You said you can still pay $20 a month. I just can't play games like Hi-Fi Rush since it's behind the $30 price hike. That's fucking terrible. That's fucking terrible. But you know what though? GameStop, even though we shit on them, they trying their best to be like, you know what? Hey, look, we gonna give you a reason to come in these stores. We're gonna give you a reason to go in these stores so you can buy from us. At this point for me, I don't even go to GameStop just to buy from them. I go into GameStop just to check out what games they have over there that I didn't see yet. I just so happen to not see yet. And if I want it later, I'll go ahead and get it later. That's literally all this is for. The last time I bought anything from GameStop literally was the game that we're going to end up getting into very soon, and that's Yakuza 7. Well, there's that and there's Ishin. My bad. Both from GameStop. Because I said, fuck it, I see it on sale, I'll grab it. I have a local joint you go to that's Gamer Alley. Nice. Always good to go to some local stuff. Alright, now we can finally get the Capcom and their bullshit. I know y'all have been waiting for me to talk about this. So, as for me, glances over to DK bro on the desk. Uh-huh. That's what I'm talking about. Keep your shit. Keep your shit, food. That goes for everybody. Keep your stuff. Alright, so let's see what's going on with Capcom as of late. Besides the whole Windows 10 with Resident Evil games going over Resident Evil, Monster Hunter games, all of it going over to Windows 11. I don't blame them for that. I just blame Windows, Microsoft entirely for that. What's going on here?
Them. As I peruse the Twitter now, the story has kind of changed. There's an interesting development to this story of Capcom responding to the esports situation. So yeah, Brian posted a video, and I'm not going to review this so you guys can go watch it, but the inside scoop on the Capcom Cup fiasco. And long story short, yeah, the resident dude that runs Street Fighter at Capcom, Nakayama-san, responded to Brian's tweet. I would highly recommend you watch Brian's video. What does this all mean, right? There's a reason why this is happening, and he kind of like broke down the situation for us. So yeah, okay, here it is. So it wasn't deleted. He said he might delete this, but it isn't. I would still highly recommend you check out Brian F's video, and a huge shout out to Brian for literally asking the dragon, right? I'm just gonna go confront the dragon. He said it doesn't seem strange that the esports division and the dev team could seem so entirely disconnected. Perhaps different monetization strategies could have resulted in with a collaboration rather than just changing the high price streaming for Capcom Cup. Yeah, a decent observation. Pretty much what I was trying to warn everybody when we first made that video. The esports divisions pretty much go under like a marketing budget in a lot of situations, and they get their own unique budget, especially if the esports stuff lasts a long time. It also, I think, falls under the same exact problem that we just saw with Mortal Kombat 1, where their final combat, their big, you know, Mortal Kombat World Tour finale thing did not meet expectations. And why is that? Why did it feel so budgeted? Why did it feel so misunderstood? What happened there? What's going on? For the most part, what happened is that it's under a marketing budget. And how much marketing budget do you think exists with Mortal Kombat 1?
Not much,
in
probably.
2 years after the game came out.
Not much.
Nearly nothing, man. That event sounded like it was sort of like scrounged together to make it even happen and continue because the game effectively was done. Like they were kind of like done. So they had very little budget to do this, probably because the marketing budget for Mortal Kombat dried up. The same.
Okay, that's interesting. But I do want to say this because I haven't played Mortal Kombat in a while. Did that game seriously fell off a rock? I'm dead serious. Did that game really just fall off a rock? Just like that? I kid you not. The only thing I remember with Mortal Kombat 1 was everybody getting hype about the DLC characters, and after that, when they all got released, it was just nothing. Like, I understand this is about Capcom and why they're going the routes they're going, but that, for me, with Mortal Kombat is very concerning. But I guess we'll talk about that at another time. So, Capcom is afraid for what happened with Mortal Kombat. They don't want that to happen with this game. Well, my thing is this. Capcom has built up their fighting game community for a long ass time. They've built up the money, they've built up the funds for all of this. They've done all that. They've had a history of doing all this. Of trying to, you know, be in good graces with the fighting game community. My thing is, Capcom should not be doing this, regardless of whether you're doing this for the Japanese people or whether you're doing this for the people in North America. No matter where it is, you shouldn't be doing this. The devs of Capcom say this is backwards thinking from the esports division. Yeah, okay, it's backwards thinking until it hits you in the ass. Then we're going to find out exactly how backwards this is. That's where the big problem lies. And again, it's Capcom, look, y'all getting no different. Y'all being on that bullshit. It's bad enough right now. Y'all doing this with one other game we need to talk about. But come on now. Y'all on that bullshit. They said the devs are not affected by this. Oh, shit, I hope not. Because look, this is their game at the end of the day. This is their baby that they're playing. Now, I'm not going to look at all this with Maximilian Dude because obviously y'all could take a look at this for yourself. I know I'm only taking a look at it, you know, from a couple of minutes. But my thing is, I feel like this is just what I'm scared of. The routes that Capcom is going when it goes to this game they're about to start leading it down just as much of a dark path as Mortal Kombat. Yes, I know. Yeah. I know about Max. I mean, like he spits his shit here and there. But my thing is, this is not meant for a Max stream. This is meant for me to talk to y'all about, some news and some shit that we all dig up and we all can talk about as a community. So I don't want this to turn into a full on Max video when this is not him supposed to be him talking. But I just hope for Street Fighter that there's some light at the end of this tunnel. Oh no, what I mean is all related to the fuckery we're all talking about. That's what I'm yeah.
Same
Okay,
thing happens
yeah, for sure.
to Cap.
But my thing is though, for Street Fighter and for Capcom, there better be some light at the end of this, because if not, I'm holding Capcom responsible. As everyone rightfully should. This whole started with this whole pay-per-view thing. It ain't a good look. It's never a good look. No one should be paying anything to watch a fucking game. In general, it's fucking stupid. And as I said the last time when we did this talk, when this was done with WWE, the only reason why they were able to get away with this with WWE or with wrestling in general is because they know that they have the diehard fans to get away with this, which they shouldn't have never got away with this. And at the time, the era was different. Like, you didn't have the era of live streaming at your side to get over on those companies, so they could afford to make more money. But now, since we're at this era of live streaming, people are not fucking with this pay-per-view shit. Be like, all right, fine. Why would I do that when I could just see someone that's actually streaming the game and saving me my money to do so? They don't have to do that. They don't have to go by your rules. So I hope for Capcom, when I'm going to look at this a little bit more. I'm going to give it a shot for a little bit more, but keep in mind, I'm not going to be looking at the full thing. I'm going to give it the next 5 minutes, because we're at 2 minutes and 12 seconds.
Capcom with their esports division. I remember having direct conversations with the folks in Capcom USA. This is like 10 years ago, right? Around Street Fighter V to Street Fighter 4 time, where they were having different offices and sort of building up an esports division at Capcom, which was almost separate from Capcom USA. And I was like, that's weird that you guys are actually separate from Capcom USA. And they're like, yeah, we're doing our own thing in a completely different area and like making things happen, getting marketing dollars, making sponsors happy, all that kind of stuff, right? So already Capcom USA is a big subdivision of what Capcom Japan is, right? A lot of what Capcom USA has
Oh, so like Nintendo. This is no fucking different.
to do is sort of get the stuff that the Japanese developers do and make it appealing and interesting and distribute it in other regions, especially like America. So it was crazy to me that even at that time, 10 plus years ago, their esports efforts were already very disconnected from the already very disconnected aspect of Capcom, right? Moving forward a whole bunch, there wasn't a ton, like not an absolute massive amount of like esportsification to Capcom stuff around Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5 era. Most of that was being done like in the US, right? Getting Japanese players over here, getting Japanese players to go to events. But in Street Fighter 6, not the case. It was clear that there is a booming market for Street Fighter 6, as we explained. And yeah, they're kind of in their own unique bubble. They're kind of in their own unique situation. And I had to remind people that like, yeah, esports divisions are quite different. I had the assumption, I wonder what the Capcom devs feel about this. And I had to remind people several times, this isn't technically Capcom making this decision. It is technically them because it's under their umbrella, right? But these are big companies with a whole bunch of efforts going into games across the world. They're a worldwide company. They're not just a Japanese company. I had to remind people several times over that like the Street Fighter team, if not the teams that actually make these games, have nothing to do with the esports side of them. You might get some commentators or some announcers that somewhat line up with that stuff, but they're usually extremely separate from how this stuff normally operates.
Okay.
And again, we talked about how previous games sort of fixed this by putting in content and skins that sort of assisted and paid for them, like they were sort of like handshaking and synonymous with each other and working together to make their big esportsification work. So Nakayama-san says, yeah, it's pretty much true. We're very separate. Revenue targets, assigned tasks, different fundamentally by department. Even the development team was surprised by this announcement. At least Matsumoto and I were, as we were shocked at the venue when they found out about it. Yeah, it's boiling down to a point where now they're aware of what's going on, and a marketing esports division has nothing to do with like the game design aspect, much less the game development side.
Okay. Man, look, all I know is this. I don't know how y'all handled this with the fighting game community, but I can tell you this outright. This is one fucking rabbit hole that I cannot go under. Especially when he said with Street Fighter 4 and 5 being handled well in the US, just trying to get Japanese players to come over to play. But then when you go over to Japan, it's a whole fucking different can of worms. And it's some shit on their end that they either do or don't want to allow, do or don't want to happen. Look, I don't know how y'all deal with it. I don't know how y'all deal with it. But I will say this, because of the fact that you have Street Fighter 6 going nuts over there in Japan, now all of a sudden you got people in Japan getting bold out here being like, oh, okay, this is how we handle things our own way. You're going to have to get with it. Which is nuts. But you want to know the sad part is? Japan's the kind of country that can get away with it because they're nuts. We can't do what they do. And honestly, that should be okay. Let them have that fun. It's not like people in the US can't have their own shit going on. In which they absolutely can. So for Capcom, I just hope they be like, you know what? Look, we'll keep an eye on your shit, but I hope for them they just don't take things too far. I don't have much to say on it because I'm not too big of a fighting game guy, but I just hope for them, people in Japan, I hope they know what they doing. Cause I know y'all got loyalty to Capcom, so don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Now, this ain't the only thing. Basically, is their esports thing of going rogue. Yeah, that's basically what they're doing. They basically just went AWOL, but in terms of esports, like you said, that's the best way to put it. All right, so we got more Capcom news. This was apparently 5 days ago. Thank you, Winter, if you're still here. Thank you, Winter, for having to send me this information. So what the hell is going on now? What did Capcom have to say about the Power Road lawsuit? I have not seen this yet, so I don't know what they said.
Rather, a former game designer for Capcom, Yoshiki Yakamoto, is the one that is currently speaking out against Power World and claiming that they crossed the line. Now, Yoshiki Yakamoto is no longer a game designer at Capcom. He is instead the chairman of something called the Japan Game Culture Foundation. He became the chairman of the Japan Game.
Okay. I'm going to be honest. You can already take the title of this off. It'd be one thing if he was still working with Capcom, but he's not. And on top of that, even if he was, why would Capcom care about this? None of their games is around that genre like how it is with Power World right now. So well, besides what? Monster Hunter Stories? Other than that, they shouldn't care.
Game Culture Foundation in 2017. It's an organization that tries to support, apparently, according to Wikipedia, tries to support young game creators. And I'm using Wikipedia right now because when you type in Japan Game Culture Foundation, or at least when I did, it's not super clear if that's the correct name. It might be a translation thing, but it's making it a little bit harder for me to find the exact data on it. So if I'm a little bit wrong here, please bear with me.
Okay.
Part of that is a little bit because it's a little bit harder for me to do research right now. As you can probably tell, my video setup right now is a little bit different. My computer is still in the shop. Basically, right after the premiere for my video on how I'm fighting back against Power World, or how I'm fighting back against Nintendo in support of Power World, I took it into the shop because it had multiple crashes of like Streamlabs and Power World and several other games just in the filming of that.
Not gonna lie, that's rough.
Lately, they said it was going to take 2 days. We're moving on to day 3.
Damn.
Still not back yet. That's still a little bit concerning for me because I don't know what's wrong now still. So I'm using my girlfriend's laptop to try to record from here. So the video quality is worse. Hopefully the audio quality is a little bit better because I'm able to use my microphone. But it's making it harder for me to do research, which is also why I haven't been responding to comments or doing some of the stuff I wanted to do after the video. But anyways, bear with me.
I'm about to skip ahead in this video.
I was able to watch the video that he put out. Unfortunately, I have let my Japanese slip. I took a semester of Japanese in college. Like translation error happening here. I also have the IGN article pulled up right now that I'm using. I took notes.
You have Google
the
Translate.
IGN article pulled up that I'm using because that
It's not perfect, but at least it'll help you understand.
Japan-based freelance writer. So hopefully that means that this Japan-based freelance writer, Verity Townsend, has a decent enough understanding of Japanese that the things that they are saying are accurate and the things that they're responding to are accurate. But in the video where Yoshiki Akamoto spoke out against Palworld, he made a few comments, and this is I'm gonna take the notes from me watching and from the IGN. The most specific note of this is that I'm thinking took a semester of Japanese. We learned a little bit about Japanese culture there. Taking a class in Japanese and watching Japanese content and stuff like that does not mean that you understand Japanese culture. So I'm going to speak out on that right now. I have no understanding of Japanese culture on any depth level, but I feel like part of his response is probably a cultural thing. It's probably something that we as Americans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm about to turn off the video. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Audience, I as an American
get to the fucking point before I end up taking this shit off.
Maybe. Is this just him trying to back his buddy kind of thing, or trying to back another big studio kind of thing? Because one of the things he says is he doesn't want people to think it's okay to get away with things because... I'm sorry.
Before I go and continue. This took 4 minutes! 4 minutes! For you to finally get to the point. Like, don't have this title up. Okay, I'm sorry for any content creator, anyone that's doing YouTube videos. Don't ever do this. Do not take 4 minutes to get to the point. People don't want to hear all that unless it's till the end. Okay, especially because nowadays people got short attention spans. But even if I didn't have a short attention span, I'm gonna be like, which I don't. I'm gonna be like this, yo. Do not take 4 minutes to get to the fucking point. I'm not here to listen to your life story. I'm here to look at a video that had this title up here. That's what I'm here for. If I want to listen to your life story, you could have made a title about it, and I'll click it, and I'll probably pay attention.
You win or are successful.
I don't want it to be like, if you win so confidently, it's okay, or it sold well, so it's okay, or it was fun, so it's okay, or it's okay because everyone has good reviews. That's the basic premise.
Basically saying he doesn't want people, and he explains a little bit more, he doesn't want people to go and say, oh, well, Palworld is so successful, and I'm really enjoying Palworld, and Palworld's so much fun, so it's perfectly okay that they committed copyright infringement, and they've committed patent infringement, and all this different stuff. That is a wild statement to make.
Thank God this dude don't work at Capcom no more, because what the fuck? Alright, let me just say this, okay? And this should be obvious, but I'll give a little refresher. Game companies are gonna copy each other no matter what you do, let alone say. That's why this whole patent shit with Pokemon is so fucking dumb. It's a copycat world. It's a matter of how much can you copy until you finally turn it into something that's of your own. Like, I thought this was pretty evident years ago. Oh, let me guess. I guess when Metroid Prime came out, did they start copying Call of Duty and Medal of Honor? Is that it? No, real shit. Like, is that it? That's how fucking dumb this sounds. Why do you think that's why we got a whole, like, we got like gaming wars going on, because they're similar to one another. Some of the games are similar to one another. We used to have this with fucking football all the time. We had like 2, 3, 4 football games that played similar to one another, but they make it different in their own way. Shit, even with the spy games, with Splinter Cell, with Hitman, with Metal Gear, they all do spying, but, you know, that's similar on that end with what some things they do, but a lot of it is also very different. at the end of the day, a game company is gonna copy a game company. They're gonna see something what one game company like, and they're gonna take it and try to spin it to make it better in their own way. Like, I think J. Cole said it best, okay? On one of his albums, I believe it was 2014 Forest Hills Drive. He said, "Bro, just let the world let the world be inspired by you. Don't punish the world. Just let the world be inspired by you." When it went to when he said he was talking about a artist for the album cover he has, and that artist tried to, I don't know what was it he tried to do, to, whether it was the court system or whatnot, tried to hold him back or some shit like that. But he was upset that he wasn't allowed to use a specific cover of the album, even though he said that he would pay for it. I don't know if it was because the artist said no, or if it was because of some companies that probably said no. But my thing is, at the end of the day, that portion of it is correct. Let the world be inspired by you, by the stuff you do, by the arts you do, by the, you know, things like that goes a long way. The only time this wouldn't be true, and this is the sad part about it, with me having to say this because it could get dangerous. The only sad part about this is, okay, you let the world be inspired by you. The next thing you know, you got AI art running around. And don't get me started on that, because I said what the fuck I had to say about it enough already this week. That's the sad part. But from what he's talking about, while I get it, it's very dangerous. Because every game company is going to see what you do best, and they want to try to top it in their own way. That's not a bad thing. But as for this whole thing with Power World in Pokemon, this ain't going to end until Nintendo wants it to end. Which is fucked. It's very much fucked. Because Nintendo needs to get to the point. I mean, Nintendo needs to just cut their losses and be like, all right, look, this shit is over with. Let's just make our games and call it a day. We already did what we had to do. We made sure, quote unquote, no one else could make another game that's better than ours. Because that's exactly how they're handling it. They want to be a monopoly on their end as well. When it goes to fucking Pokemon, which is nasty word. They didn't even invent the whole JRPG thing. Let's be real here, people. They didn't even invent it, but they act like they do. Oh my goodness. Anyway, it is what it is. They didn't even invent the summer cane. No, they absolutely didn't. But they act like they do every time when they put up these patents, and it's fucking frustrating. But yeah, from what he said, this is like, for one, this is coming from a guy that don't work at Capcom no more. That's where, like, for me, the credibility's already cut. Because it's like, oh, Capcom said what? It's like, yeah, I get it, you have it in quotation marks, but it's like, come on now, let's be real. Capcom wouldn't even have anything to say about it, because the only thing that's even so much as closest to what they do is Monster Hunter Stories. Other than that, Capcom stay far out Nintendo's way. If anything, they worked well enough with them to stay good friends with them. But yeah, we'll see how it'll all go. But this whole thing with Nintendo and patents and shit, it's disgusting. It's disgusting for everyone. Having a monopoly isn't exactly fun. All right. So I'm gonna make it quick, because honestly I did yawn a couple of times, so that might be a sign of me getting tired. But I am gonna cover a good bit of what happened with today's NFL games. All right, so we got the Rams and the 49ers. Rams beat the 49ers beat the Rams 26-23. Almost said the Rams beat the 49ers. What the hell's wrong with me? Dre, if you're here, welcome. 49ers beat the Rams 26-23. I'll be honest, I did not see how this game ended. I think I went to sleep midway in the second half. Mac Jones, I saw that he got hurt, but I didn't think he'll come back into the game and do this. I'm like, my goodness. So he went 33 of 49, 342 yards, 2 touchdowns. Matt Stafford went 30 of 47, 389, 3 touchdowns. Pretty solid game from Mac Jones. What the fuck? Like, where was this when he was in New England? That's what I want to know.
It's the quarterback whisperer.
Right. Who?
Quarterback whisperer.
Shit, if only he was a Super Bowl whisperer, because that's something he can't do.
Also, hello.
Yeah, how you doing, Dre? But yeah, that's something he can't do. He can't fucking win a Super Bowl to save his goddamn life. Well, also for week 6 picks, I'm gonna do something a little different. So be ready for that. But what are your thoughts on this game, Dre?
Matthew Stafford being Matthew Stafford. Puka doing Puka things. It was just at the very end. It was a bad call for going 4th and 1, of course, and he meant to it. Honestly, I didn't mind them going for 4th and 1. They just need to do it differently, like a trick play or something. But
I don't know if there's
game.
an NFL record. I don't know if there's an NFL record when it goes to catches, but if it is, Puka's gonna shatter it if he keeps up this pace.
No one really talks about him too. He's underrated.
Yeah,
but,
nobody
like,
talked about that dude, which is very weird. We need to start putting some respect on Puka's name.
And as for the Niners,
yeah,
they're doing all this without their top players,
and they're 4-1. They're 4-1.
Yeah,
like, give a round of applause to the fucking Niners. Like, real shit. Like, I don't care too much about them because I look, and there's a reason why I don't, because they was on that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, anytime it was Eagles Niners, like, they was on that bullshit. But when it went to this, like, they've been dealing with some controversy. They had to go through losing their linemen. They had to go through losing their quarterback a couple of times. They lost McCaffrey a good chunk of times. Like, they lost him last year throughout the whole season, throughout the rest of the season. So it's like, look, 49ers, they've been dealing with some controversy so far in back-to-back seasons, and so far they're handling this one well.
It's just a good football team all around. I mean, this is a good organization that is trying to win, or mainly trying to get back into the Super Bowl, and this is what winning teams are supposed to do: find ways to overcome these type of challenges.
I'll say it like this in blunt honesty, and I know Omega agrees with me when I say this. For the 49ers to win the Super Bowl again, they need to cut bait with Kyle Shanahan. The longer you have him there, the more he's gonna stop you from winning ring number 7. I'm telling you, that man is a fucking Benedict Arnold waiting to happen. He's done this twice now. No, I'm sorry, 3 times now. He's done this to the Falcons. He's done this to y'all twice. Okay, even without the injuries, that man is ass. Anytime he gets into the Super Bowl, he blows it, healthy roster or not. Healthy roster or not. Which is a damn shame. But, hey, it is what it is. Alright. It's funny you say that, Fuyu, because we're going to end up getting to them in a bit with your team. We're going to get to them in a bit. Alright, so Vikings beat the Browns 21-7. Is it just me, or is the Browns just that one team where it's like, yo, you know they're bad, but they're gonna make sure that you fight for your for your W. They're becoming that kind of team. Which is weird to say. Like, you know they're not good enough to get the victory, but they're just out here making life harder for you. Carson Wentz going 25 of 34, 236 and a touchdown. Dylan Gabriel, who now became the backup quarterback thanks to what happened with this game, which is weird. He went 19 of 33. What the fuck?
God.
He went 19 of 33, 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. That was enough to get him the starting quarterback job. That on top of the fact that the Bengals got Joe Burrow hurt. So, there's that. Quinshon Judkins is going to be a star in this league if he keeps this up. It matters of the only thing that matters with him is injuries. Can he stay healthy? 23 carries, 110 yards. Jordan Mason, 52 yards and 1 touchdown out of 13 carries. Justin Jefferson, look, I'm going to say this right now. I don't care who it is. Justin Jefferson, man. Y'all remember, I called this shit. Y'all had to remember. I called this day one when it went to that draft. I believe it was, what was it, the 2020 draft, 2019 draft? Whichever draft it was. I said I was okay with either 1A or 1B. Whether it was Jalen Reagor, whether it was Justin Jefferson, I was okay with either or. I don't want anyone sitting up there and trying to put words in my mouth at any point when I get on social media, on Twitter, and they try to tell me I was one of those types that not root for Justin Jefferson when I absolutely was. I said then and there, I said, look, I was good with either. They helped both. I felt like at the time they helped both offenses. What I didn't expect was Justin Jefferson to be where he's at today. I knew he was going to be good, but not this good. Either way, I never said he would be a bust. So, there you go. Justin Jefferson, 7 receptions, 123 yards. He ain't get a touchdown. I don't know if he got a touchdown yet in this season, if I'm right. But if he doesn't, he'll get one eventually. Dre, what are your thoughts on this game?
I haven't really seen the whole. Yeah, I haven't really seen it, but I guess I have to look back at the highlights. But just from the stats alone, not bad. I know. I mean, come on. We all know that Justin Jefferson. He's a top star in this league. He's going to do his thing.
Right. He's gonna get his catches.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Right.
And I need to say this, okay, real quick. How Darius Slay locked him down. I shit you not. That shit needs to be a National Geographic study. It needs to. It needs to be a National Geographic study. Because it shouldn't have been possible. It shouldn't be possible for him to have locked down the top receiver like that and just made it look effortless. Should not be able to do that. Go ahead if you had any more to say, but that's one thing that forever surprises me.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, Carson wins. Okay. Oh, well, they were back in London for the second time, so they get to go back home.
Cowboys versus Jets. Cowboys beat the Jets to the shock of no one, 37-22. Dak Prescott, I figured he was going to throw 2 touchdowns, but he threw for 4. Throws for 4 touchdowns, 18 of 29. This motherfucker completed 18 passes out of 29 attempts. That is fucking insanity. And still got 4 touchdowns. 18 of 29, 237 yards and 4 touchdowns. I ain't never seen a stat line like this ever in my life. Justin Fields going 32 of 46, 283 yards and 2 touchdowns. How the fuck did Justin Fields get the better stat line? How? How, bro?
There's gotta be a pick. There's no picks in this.
There is. There is. They would usually say right here if there's an interception or not. There was no interceptions. He didn't throw not one interception. The only thing that got over him is touchdowns. Justin Fields got 2. He got 4, but still, what the fuck? But this game was to everyone's expectation. We knew Jets was going to be ass, but my goodness. Now, speaking of ass, this what shocked me too. Saints beat the Giants? I was expecting this to be the other way around.
Oh, this game.
Dre, I'm going to let you have at it. This is one of your teams. I'm going to let you have at it.
Oh, we're going to have to dissect this one.
Uh-huh. Have fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why you don't pay Darius Slayton as a wide receiver 2 type money. This man not just fumbled. Not once. Not twice. Can't catch. Wanda Robinson? Nowhere to be seen. Jalen Hyatt that you drafted? Bust. Bo Collins that you got out of free agency, whatever it was for this year, garbage. All your wide receivers, hot garbage.
Yeah, I'm looking
The
at the
only
highest
thing
amount.
that
The highest total they got was from Daniel Bellinger with 52 yards. That's not
it
good.
gets even better. It gets even better. Coming into this game, the plan was to go tight end heavy, like the Bills will do, right? See, okay, you utilize the first 2 drives. You got 2 touchdowns with both of them with Johnson. Okay, cool. You Bellinger, cool. You Scatterable, cool. And all of a sudden, let's take a step back. Let's get our wide receivers in there and never look back against the tight ends ever again. Now again, the Saints
Unbelievable.
did make their adjustments, but we never made our adjustments, and that's the crazy part. This team doesn't know how to make adjustments. Don't even get me started on the secondary because they're straight booty cheeks as well. The secondary is booty cheeks. You got the front line, but you don't got the back line. I knew that was gonna happen. And then this game, this just shows you why this team is so inconsistent. Yes, Dart fumbled. Yes, Dart threw 2 interceptions. One of them was like trying to throw the ball to Hyatt, and again he can't get a route. The other one was like again Bo Collins. He just stops at the route. He doesn't even complete the route. So it's like.
Don't get me started when it goes to stopping at the route. We'll definitely. I'm gonna cover that in a little bit.
Like all around, it's not good, and I don't see them making the move until after Thursday. It's too early and it's too late to do this. It's like as soon as Minor League Neighbors goes down, I knew this was gonna be an issue. The whole purpose was Slade is gonna be this, that, and the other. I don't know why, because y'all paid him. Think he's still that guy because yes, we have Jan Jones. Now he's gone. Then he has some other dude. Okay, he's gone. Now you have Dart. Still, this is unexcusable. And plus, he's a vet. He should know better. And don't even get me started with him acting up on Twitter when he was jealous because Malik Name was getting better catches and more targets than he was, because this is a prime reason why your ass is getting targets. Keep dropping that ball. Shouldn't be dropping that ball. Same thing with Wandale.
Okay. I think he said all he had to say. Now, I know y'all been waiting for this. And yes, this is it. Everyone, get your alerts ready because we have ourselves the clap cheeks of the week, belonging to none other than the Las Vegas Raiders getting their ass kicked 40-6. 40-6.
And this is Jones. Man,
Hey,
everybody hated.
look. All I gotta say is this: Daniel Jones, bro. He earned that quarterback position for the Colts long term. Yeah. It's a wrap for Anthony Richardson, bro. That shit is Daniel Jones to lose. He has done everything right that he could have possibly asked for Shane Steichen to do. I don't know why Anthony Richardson can't get it right, but what I do know is this: give Daniel Jones that 3-year contract, whatever it is you want to give him, because I'm gonna be real, he absolutely earned it. Not too long ago, we was talking about this dude going to the United Football League. And now we're talking about this dude staying on the Colts possibly long term. That is unbelievable.
It just makes you question what is going on with the whole New York organization. Not just from the Jets' perspective, but also from the Giants. It's like Sam Darnold, for example, was with the Jets, and look at him, how he's doing now. And then you see Jalen Jones from the Giants, and now they're both from New York, and then they went to different teams. Look at this, they're all the way to balling out. Like Jalen Jones balling out with the Colts, kind of crazy. Now I don't know if this is just 1 year. If he does it again for the second year, yeah, I think we need to have that conversation and what Stephen A. Smith said about like an investigation.
He might need to give him an apology, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be real, he's not the only one, but they need to be ready to give him an apology because and funny enough for an apology, you know, we was thinking about this with Geno Smith talking about he didn't write back. Well, he's gonna start wishing he's writing, because I'm gonna tell you this right now: Geno Smith is guaranteed to get an interception a game now. He's guaranteed to turn the ball over once a game. And he needs to clean this shit up. It don't make no sense. He's been in the league for like what a decade plus now, and this man is like throwing picks out the ass. Like, I shit y'all not. Y'all put up a parlay on him getting over under interceptions. You go over, you're most likely gonna win. If you go like over under like say 0.5 interceptions, this means okay, that means you think he's gonna get it. You are likely going to get that interception from him. He's that bad right now. That bad.
The Raiders. Hold up. Who did they face from the previous weeks?
Go ahead and take a look at the stats for previous teams, but this is what I do know. Ashton Genty is that real deal, and they need to start feeding him the ball to alleviate Geno Smith of his interception problems, because this shit don't make no goddamn sense. 14 carries, 67 yards, good game from Ashton, but Jonathan Taylor had similar, except he has 3 touchdowns. Daniel Jones had 2. It was complete domination coming from this team, because oh my goodness, absolutely unbelievable. Colts, man, 4-1, and this is another 4-1 team. Colts in my opinion is probably the best team in the NFL for real. I'm gonna be real with you.
No, so man, one more thing with Gino. That man only won against the Patriots. Lost against the Chargers with 9. Lost against the Commanders, he had 24. Lost against the Bears by a point, was 24-25. Then you get your ass beat by the Colts. The next team is the Titans, which we'll get to in a minute. But like,
we're definitely gonna get to the Titans. Don't worry about that. But yeah,
it's unexcusable.
Yeah, it's definitely
it really is. And plus, you have the same head coach, so it's like this is really, really unexcusable.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that. But yeah, man, it's rough over there in Las Vegas. All right, so Carolina beats the Dolphins 27-24. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought heading into this game, I thought Dolphins was gonna win this.
Same.
I thought they were gonna win this, but look at this: Bryce Young, 19 of 30, 198 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception, and yet they still win. What shocked me was Devin Achane. He had 16 yards. Yards rushing. That's not like him. That's not like him. I'm not used to seeing a guy like him having 16 yards. He's used to at least having 30 to. He's used to at least having 50 to 60 yards a game. So for him to get shut down like that, whatever the hell the Panthers are doing, that shit was working all fucking day. And considering Rico Dotto had 23 carries for 206 yards and a touchdown, that is probably the best rushing performance so far this season for any running back. Just straight up running the ball. That's the best rushing performance I have seen.
This is from the Panthers.
The Panthers! The same Panthers that got fucking stomped not too long ago. Like, hold on, let me see this. Let me see this. Yeah, bro, they got stomped by the fucking Patriots 42-13.
And so you stomped the Falcons.
Yeah,
then you got stomped on by the Patriots.
Yeah.
And then you win a close game with the. They're inconsistent. I'm just gonna say they're inconsistent.
That's exactly what they are. They're just Mr. Inconsistent for a team.
Catch me after the Bills game, but like no, this is inconsistent. I don't know what the hell is going on with Carolina. Rico Dowdle,
Rico Dowdle put up that kind of numbers. You couldn't have bet your house for him to do that. On like even on his best day, you didn't think he would do that, but hey, he did it. So congratulations to him. Now I'm gonna say this for the Dolphins. I'm gonna make it quick. That head coach will not last a year. Mike McDaniels will not last a year. Do not be shocked when you hear him in offensive coordinator conversations. And I'm gonna be real with you. You put him on the Eagles right now, we're probably gonna go back to the Super Bowl. Because look, I'll put it like this. In terms of him being the head coach, he ain't it. But if you put a fucking pad on his hands, he gonna cook some shit up. And I want to see it. I want to see what he got to cook with a offense this talented, which we're gonna get to in a bit. But yeah, all those this for Mike McDaniel, bro. You got a plethora of options after your head coaching career. You don't have to go back to be a head coach right away, and honestly, you shouldn't have to. You should be fine right where you're at. All right, now here's the big one that I'm gonna have to talk about. Denver Broncos beats the Eagles 21-17. Bo Nix goes 24 of 39, 242 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Hurts with the best game of the season for him. Notice how I said that. Goes 23 of 38, 280 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. And receiving yards, Devontae Smith gets 8 catches for 114. Should have been 9 catches, but more of the story is this. Okay? This team is all around undisciplined. And you know that I saw this coming. All of y'all know I saw this coming. Even when we were winning, I called it out and I said this right then and there. This kind of winning is unsustainable. They cannot keep this up. And I'm happy they lost to the Broncos in order to show that you can't keep this up. You legitimately can't. You cannot sit up there and call these stupid ass plays that hold your offense back and puts their defense on the field. Like, they had multiple 3-and-outs and 5 pre-snap penalties. How are you expecting to win the game this way? You can't. You can't. So, if you're wondering if I'm upset about the loss, I'm not upset about the loss because I saw this coming. They can't keep this up. They cannot sit up there and go 3-and-out, 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 3-and-out every fucking time. They went 3-and-out multiple times, especially in the fourth quarter where they had a chance to put it away. Getting penalties and shit's not working. Saquon Barkley having a career low in rushing. It's like, I hate my offensive coordinator right now, okay? Just like how I hated the one in 2023 and I was screaming, run the ball. But I hate him for more than that. Because he can't pick a side. He can't pick whether or not he wants to dictate he can't pick a side in terms of not dictating the run to set the pass, but he can't pick a side in terms of where do you want to lean more towards. If you're going to lean more towards the run, you got to get creative. If you're going to lean more towards the pass, you have to get creative. And there's all 22s I see that get put up after these games, and they show how non-creative this guy is. Where you got top wide receivers in the game, elite wide receivers in the game, running fucking Little League routes. Little League routes. Let me put it like this in perspective. This is like taking Sonic the Hedgehog and telling him to walk like 5 yards and don't do anything else. That's what this is like. This is like taking fucking Knuckles and telling him not to dig, which is basically A.J. Brown, and telling him not to dig. Instead, you just fucking walk with the football. That's how this feels. That's how dumb this is. And the only one that's even so much as doing a semblance of doing anything is QB1 being Jalen Hurts. I don't know how he even got that stat line really at the end of the day. Because that's how dumb our offensive play calling is. Then you wonder why I said I want Mike McDaniel here for the Eagles. Because if there's one thing I know Mike McDaniel can do, he can't head dial for shit, but he can sure as hell dial up some plays, and that's what we need him to do. I don't need you to be peacemaker. I need you to be in your fucking big brain and start calling some shit. I need you to start confusing some defenses. That's what got him the head coaching job over there in Miami in the first place. He was known for confusing the hell out of people and making life better for Tua afterwards. At least now with this, he wouldn't have to worry about that. But there is some bullshit that came with this. There's some controversy that came with this game, though. That strip sack from Cooper DeJean was called not a strip sack. That's bullshit. He stripped the ball from him. His arm, Bo Nix's arm never went forward. But, you know, it's whatever. What happened, happened. At the end of the day, it doesn't make up for the fact that the Eagles got to do better. And hopefully, against the Giants, they get their ass back on track. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. We about to have red alert warnings if the Eagles so much as are either in a dogfight or they lose versus the Giants. I will be screaming for red alert so fast. But we'll see what'll happen.
Should be able to beat the Giants.
Yeah,
this
we
is
should.
coming from me.
Yeah, you see, it's, go ahead. But yeah, as you can see, even Dre had to say it, and he's a New York guy. Okay, yeah, even Dre had to say it, and he's a New York guy. It's like, look, the Eagles should have no business losing this game. You should not lose this game under any jurisdiction.
You don't have wide receivers. They play man-to-man coverage. So they got two options. You're either going to run it, or they're going to throw it.
And you have A.J. Brown for man-to-man. They have no more excuses. If I don't see A.J. Brown have a career game versus the Giants, I'm going to have so many questions.
If Smith does better than A.J., gonna be some controversy.
Yep, I'm
gonna be a lot of controversy because they're using Smith more so than AJ.
Right. I'm gonna have so many questions, man. So fucking many.
I'm gonna question my secondary to the highest. Honestly, I'm be surprised if we win this game because our wide receiving core wants to actually catch the ball. Then I'm gonna be shocked and be like, hold up, was this a trap game or y'all just having a brain fight? Which is it?
All right.
I mean,
and we'll see. We're going to see exactly how that's going to go. But I know this for a fact. The Eagles, this is the game to get their shit together. And this is the time for the offensive coordinator, too. Because if he loses this game, he's not lasting the season. Ain't no way.
Or if it's a close game.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way he lasts the season. Because this is a Super Bowl winning team that's trying to get back to win the Super Bowl again. And you fuck it up with them, you're not going to be here. And I hope for the Eagles, they now would have known you made the biggest mistake. Stop hiring internal talent and stop hiring from internal. Go out and go find yourself a coach that you know is going to be here for a bit. Even if it's not long term, he's going to be here for a while because he knows damn well he's not going to try to go for another coaching job anytime soon. That's what you need. That's what you need. I don't know how the Patriots is able to do this with Josh McDaniels for a while, but there's one thing I can't hate on him for. He had that long-term stability. Tom Brady had him as long-term stability. He never had to worry about having to use a new playbook or nothing. He had the same guy there that told him how shit goes, how it works. This is what you're supposed to do. This.
Also, another thing I was going to say with you guys. Yes, the Eagles lost, but then I'm looking at Jalen Hurts' stats with just like 280 yards. So he was throwing the ball a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if they start being conservative with us. Because, hey, we lost and Jalen Hurts at 280. Whereas he didn't have these many yards when he was throwing it. But was running the ball with us. And we won some games. Oh, that was because your defense stepped up and your special teams were stepping up.
And I definitely see this being more of a game where we're going to have to use more of Jalen Hurts because Saquon came up in an injury report limited. Now, he said he would play, but I'm not putting it past him to where his leg don't bother him. So we'll see what'll happen with there. Now, Fuyu, you want me to say their Texans suck? They did not suck from what I'm looking at here. And I was hoping they would do this. Texans had fun with the Ravens. 44-10. Cooper Rush taking over for Lamar Jackson because, of course... I guess so. Why the fuck not? Cooper Rush went 14.
They gotta get it.
Yeah, he went 14 of 20, 179 yards and 3 touchdowns. 3 interceptions. He had a fucking horrible game. C.J. Stroud taking full advantage, 23 of 27, 244 and 4 touchdowns. Nick Chubb had a touchdown. Derrick Henry had a touchdown as well. What are your thoughts on this game, Dre? All I know is this was a well-expected beatdown for me. I'm not shocked at any of this.
Remember last week when I said if they get beat down like this, someone needs to lose their job on defense? I meant that shit. They got until the bye week. Even the dude from first something like that. No, it was First Things First. He put his Jordans up, the potato chips, the Coca-Cola, and the robe into the box.
Oh my god!
because it don't matter, even if you win your next few games, because your only bragging rights would be against what's it, the Packers. That's not until like week 17 or week 16. So even if you do get bet on defense, and even if you do get what's his face back, Lamar Jackson's like, your defense is bad.
It really
And
is.
in last week, Lamar did not play his best game. So let's say, for example, he does come back and is mediocre. You might not make it to the playoffs, let alone compete. Because your defense right now is giving up 40 points on an average. The bottom three in throwing, for your defense in total, your bottom three, stopping the run, stopping the throws, pushing the quarterback, all that type of stuff. Yes, you got injuries. Look at the Niners. They got some injuries. But they're stopping teams. You guys can't stop a nosebleed. Plain and simple. And I mean, we already know who they're facing next week, and that's gonna be fun for my fantasy points. But still, it ain't looking good. And honestly, these are the three teams that you put belt to ass before. You did it to the Bills, you did it to the Lions, you did it with this team. Look how that got you today. It's reversed.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it's gonna happen with the Ravens. Because right now, I'm not shocked that this is gonna happen to them. They lost half their unit, but we'll see how this will go. Now, this one right here, I have to cover. I gotta talk about this.
Oh my god.
I gotta talk about this. I gotta talk about this. I have to talk about this. I have to talk about this.
Show the clip.
Titans
You gotta
beat the Cardinals 22-21. I need to talk about this for a minute. For anyone that don't watch football, the best way I could compare this, I shit you not, this will be perfect. This is like if you're playing Crossworlds and your opponent is far ahead in first. And they were in first throughout the the 2 laps. Okay, you're reaching the final stretch. You're in the third lap, and you had a very lucky weapon. I'm gonna say that weapon would be like either the drill or would be like the dumbbell thing, and you hit the drill first, just to get a boost of speed. You know you're not gonna catch him yet. But then when you hit the dumbbell, it comes up right when the whole dash panels start to come up. Just so like you could get to the finish line. That's what happened here. The Titans hit the Cardinals with a fucking anvil dumbbell thing, and they just happened to escape with the fucking victory. They were down, what was it, 21-6. They were down 21-6 heading into the second half. And somehow, some way, they pull off a fucking comeback. If I'm a Cardinals fan, I would want Jonathan Gannon fired on the spot. But hey, you know what? This is kind of what the Cardinals get, because for anyone that don't remember, I'm going to give you a little history lesson. Jonathan Gannon tampered to get over to the Cardinals. And this was right after our Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs. I hated Jonathan Gannon ever since he pulled that. I hated him for a long time. So to see this, it just puts a smile on my face, because it's what he deserves. This is just deserves. And I don't feel bad. So to see your team playing like this kind of 2-pack of ass, it don't bother me. But there is one thing that bothers me. I'm going to see if I can find it, because it wasn't up there on the clip. So, I'm going to see.
I can find it. Hold up. I think I have the name. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, if you could find it as a clip, thank you.
Oh, here it is. 41 seconds.
41
Put it
seconds?
Oh, yeah. I put it in sports zone. Here we go.
Okay, thank you very much.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Here we go. Let's take a look and see what happened here, y'all. Back at this again.
On 3rd and short. First down.
Oh, he's gone.
DeMarcado off to the races. 20, 10, touchdown. Did he drop it early? Boy, that's going to be close. Oh, my goodness. Boy, he extended it with his hand a little bit.
Did Sneed's trying to say that he got the ball out.
Wow. You see him kind of put it on his fingertips, but did he have control, Arch, before that thing broke the plane?
Bro, we're in the year 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We're in 2025.
Ladies
And let me tell you how brutal that is. That for what just happened. I'm gonna tell you how detrimental that moment is. Y'all don't realize it. How detrimental that is until you see it. Had he scored that touchdown, had that touchdown been confirmed, the score was 21-6 when this happened. They would have been up 28-6. That meant the Titans would have had no way whatsoever to get back into the game and win. So we have another instance of someone pulling a Deshaun Jackson from all the way back from the U.S. Army-Navy recruit game from the Eagles versus Cowboys on Deshaun Jackson's rookie year. We still have this problem where motherfuckers cannot help themselves and they want to prematurely celebrate before they get into the end zone. As far as I'm concerned, you get what you had coming. You shouldn't be still doing this in the year 2025. Deshaun Jackson knew himself he had to stop that bullshit. So why can't you? Unfucking believable. Dre, I'll just leave this to you. I can't.
I would never understand in 2025, ladies and gentlemen.
They would have won the game, people. I'm telling you. They
it was 6-21. You had like literally under 13 minutes.
And that was in the fourth quarter.
He runs. Yeah, fourth quarter. He runs from their own 29. Goes into the end zone for touchdown. Only to find out you fumbled the ball at the 1. It bounces straight down the middle. And it forces back to the Titans. Because it's a damn touchback. This is wide receiver running back, wide receiver, whatever it is, 1-on-1. When you're running the ball, including tight ends, when you're running the ball into the end zone, you hold on to the ball. I don't care if it's in your back pocket. I don't care if it's in your stomach. I don't even care if it's inside between the butt cheeks, okay? I don't care where you hold the ball. You only hold on to it until the reps give you a sign that says that's a touchdown. Then you can celebrate. Cool. Why are we having this problem today? Last week was the Colts.
2025.
This week it's you. And honestly, I'm going to be one of those people. I'm glad that the head coach got on his ass.
And he got fined, by the way.
I'm going to tell you right now.
He got fined, by the way.
I know. Honestly, I'm one of those people like you deserved it. Because you single-handedly cost us the game. You single-handedly cost us the game. They put 22. We could have 28.
Unbelievable.
And honestly, he needs to be benched. He got to get benched for at least
unbelievable.
Maybe 3 games. But yeah, he got to get benched.
She said he got to get benched maybe 3 games. It's funny as shit.
Honestly, they got 3 touchdowns. I'm giving you 3. That's just it.
Again, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. If you're expecting me to say something else with that, I don't know what else could I possibly say. That look, you had it coming.
Illinois better than the fifth grade. I don't know.
Oh my god.
It's ridiculous. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's the basics. It's fundamentals. You're in the professional one. I don't get why they do this.
I don't get it either. I don't get it either. But alright, so next one we got the Buccaneers and the Seahawks. So this was probably the best game of the week. I'm gonna be real with you. This one was a phenomenal game. Look at the stat line. Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold each had over 300 yards. Baker Mayfield 2 touchdowns. Sam Darnold came alive. He had 4 touchdowns, and it's a damn shame because the one interception he threw was at the end where he did not need to throw an interception, and it just burned him out of the whole game. Other than that, I don't got nothing to really say. This was just a phenomenal game to look at. If you were a fan of a fucking offensive explosion, you got it out of this one. You got it. So, Dre, I'll leave it to you.
All I gotta say is that these Tampa Bays, the Buccaneers, every time I face them in fantasy, I lose. And it starts with Baker Mayfield. That dude can ball. That's why I should have picked him. He can ball. He balls. And people were just downing this man. Instead, including Sam Darnold too, but really, dude can play.
Right.
Like, damn. I don't know. He's definitely in the top 10 conversation.
He can ball.
So who we got next?
Okay. For who we got next? Well, the Lions and the Bengals, but everybody saw this one coming. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that. We already knew what was going to happen with the game. Commanders and the Chargers.
Oh, yeah, we got
Yo, Chargers are on fraud watch, ladies and gentlemen. Telling you this now. Everybody that was hyping up Baker Mayfield as the next AFC West winner, y'all need to hold your fucking applause. This man, Justin Herbert, went 22-29, 166 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And he was the leading rusher. The Chargers are not going anywhere. Everyone needs to cut it out with those what-if hypotheticals when it goes to the Chargers because it's not it for him this season. It won't be it for him the following season. He'll never get to that hump to where y'all want him to go. He'll never get there. That's all I have to say. Y'all have at it because look, I expected the Commanders to do this. Like, that's how much lack of faith I have in the Chargers. I didn't expect them winning this game. The Chargers are ass.
I mean, mentally, yeah, I expected the Washington Commanders to make a bounce back. The only gripe I have is Zach Ertz didn't get his targets from Jay Daniels, which that pissed me off the highest. I'm like, what the hell? But no, I'm more pissed off with the Chargers and Justin Herbert because he's on my team, apparently. I didn't want him, but I picked him.
Pain.
Disappointment, just huge disappointment. It's like 10 points. I know you got an offense. So, what are we doing?
Yep. Patriots beat the Bills.
Second team that you lost to.
My bad.
In the NFC. Oh, I was going to say that. That's the second team that lost to in the NFC East.
Yep, and it might be a third if they keep this up. Patriots and Bills. Patriots stunned the world and beat the Bills 23-20.
Bills.
I don't know how they scored. Like, did they score a touchdown at all? They only scored like 2 touchdowns. Okay, I wonder who did it, but congratulations to the Patriots, man. Look, I said this right then and there anyway at the beginning of the season. I said I felt like the Patriots are a team that got potential. They just got to unlock it somehow. And so far, they're doing a good job of just having to take it week by week. There was a couple games here and there where they would just lose on some dumb shit, but they're finding their footing. They're finding it.
For sure.
Though I will say this, though, the Buffalo Bills got the easiest schedule in the world. They better be 4-1. It felt like they weren't a 4-1 team because it's just Josh Allen's world and everyone's living in it. That's not going to stay like that forever. We know this. At some point in time, the Bills are gonna have to realize you need more than just Josh and James. You need more, and you don't have enough.
And speaking of James, this one actually, see, I'm also a Bills fan too, and watching this game, I'm like, because I saw the highlights, I'm just sitting here like, yo, where's James Cook?
Yeah,
You using Kincaid, cool. You using Shakir, cool. You haven't thrown the ball, okay. What happened to the run game?
Gone.
Why didn't we establish the run first?
Gone.
It's interesting because when Diggs was on the opposite side, we lost to not only him in Houston at his territory. He goes hoop to the Patriots, right? Comes to our territory and beats us. It's interesting. Is he? What's him called? Shit, I forgot the name. The guy with the scythe. Shit, I forgot. I don't know. Is he that dude? Because it seems like when you got this stuff on Diggs, we've been losing to that man. So
yeah, he was getting
Bills.
Diggs had a time.
Green Reaper. I mean that means the Green Reaper with us. So you sure we have a counter plan if we see them again at their territory?
Unbelievable. Well, they're going to have to find that out the next time they have that second meeting. It'll come quick. All right, so we have our last game of the night. We got Jags stunning the world again. They're making the Chiefs drop to 2-3. This is not what I'm used to seeing. Trevor Lawrence walked down that Chiefs defense at the end, and I said, "Oh Lord, the Jags is actually out here putting in work."
This
couldn't believe it.
Could also be game
walk down the Chiefs. This might be the end of the era for them. It might be. You get walked. It might be the end of the era for the Chiefs. You getting walked down like that by the Jags. Oh my God.
Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence. I guess they say, hey, so you guys in 2022, we want our look back. But with a better head coach, that's not Doug Peterson.
They got it back all right.
Yeah. Not bad.
Okay.
So literally, yeah, in the South, it's either you or the Colts.
Yeah, at this point, that AFC South is looking very interesting. Look at the standings for that division. Let's take a look over there. The standings for the AFC. Yeah, standings for the AFC South: 4-1, 4-1, 2-3. I know it's the Texans there, but hey, look, it's not like the Texans can't sit up there and rattle off a couple wins, and all of a sudden it's getting interesting. The most toughest one is actually, ironically, the West. 3-2, 3-2, 2-3. The Chiefs still have a shot. Raiders still have a shot. It's not over for anyone in that division in the West, but
no, it's over for the Raiders.
Yeah,
no, it's over.
Oh, never mind. My bad. Yeah, you're right.
No, it's over.
All right, so picks is gonna be done a little differently this time around. I'm not gonna pick who's gonna win. I'm just gonna pick what player I think is gonna do what in what specific game. So Eagles versus Giants. Jalen Hurts.
Saquon.
No, I see a Jalen Hurts in this one. Cause Saquon's hurt. I'm telling you, he's not gonna do much. Jalen Hurts is gonna throw for another 200 yards. He's gonna have to. With a banged up Saquon, he's going to have to throw for 200 and lead the team to victory with like 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns.
Jacksonville's gonna have to carry this team on his own. I don't trust my receivers. It's gonna have to be a tight end heavy game. I mean, who are you gonna pick up from the Panthers squad? Lil Jordan Humphrey, or like try to get Isaiah Hodgins? Like, get Juice Wells. The Ole Miss connection is like.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's bad. It's either you or Scatterboo. If he can hold on to the ball, we'll see.
All right, Broncos versus Jets. Bo Nix, if he keeps this up, he'll continue to have a solid season. But I see him being the main factor for why they would win.
Yeah, Jets are gonna take it now. Fields is gonna look good, but not good enough.
Yep. And after what happened last week, Seahawks Jags just got more interesting. If Sam Darnold and Trevor Lawrence continue to have. If they have a dynamic QB battle, oh my goodness, we're gonna be in for one hell of a treat. I still think Seahawks pulled this one out though, because of Darnold.
I'll leave it to a coin flip, but that might be another game of the week. If the way that the both teams have been playing, definitely.
Chargers Dolphins, nobody cares. Rams, Ravens, nobody cares. Colts, Cardinals, I'm going to be honest, nobody cares. I don't care about the fucking Cardinals after what the hell they just pulled. Cowboys, Panthers, nobody really cares. Patriots, Saints, nobody really cares. Browns, Steelers, Aaron Rodgers doing Aaron Rodgers stuff. Titans, Raiders.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's not Joe Flacco. Dylan Gilligan. Joe Flacco's with Bengals now.
Yeah, Joe Flacco's with
Weird.
Bengals. Titans, Raiders, I'm gonna be honest, nobody gives a fuck unless you care about, seeing two rookies go at it, I guess. 49ers and Bucks might be interesting. I can see that coming already. That's gonna be very interesting. Baker Mayfield throws for another 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Or Bengals and Packers, nobody gives a fuck. Lions and Chiefs, this is a big one. I think Jared Goff makes the Chiefs spiral out of control. He's gonna throw for 3 touchdowns in this game.
This is the same team that had to turn the page when they was doing well for the first time. It's like,
yeah,
they're doing well now, so they can easily turn the page again. And it's like, yeah, this is when we need to have that conversation with the Chiefs. Are they really a dynasty team at this point?
Yep.
Because people have been saying, well, I mean, yeah, because people can say they could be 7-10, make the playoffs. Okay, but if they're 7-10, look at the other teams.
Mm-hmm.
They're 9-8, and they're into the playoffs. They're not in the playoffs.
Yep. Well,
So if the Chiefs are in the playoffs, in the AFC side, and possibly the Ravens, what are we saying about the Bills and other teams?
we'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to see.
yeah,
Bills,
speaking of
Falcons, nobody cares. Bears, Commanders is going to be a good one. I don't know who's winning, but that's 2 quarterbacks coming out the same draft class, if I'm correct, in Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. That's going to be fun to look at for a possible rookie battle. So I don't know who's winning, but I'll tell you this right now, 2 touchdowns for each of them. 2 passing touchdowns for each of them. We're going to have ourselves a slugfest over there Monday night.
Ooh, the Bears want revenge after Hail Mary from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
They just might get it. They might get it if Caleb Williams is what he's supposed to be. All right, so till then, guys, I'm done for now. I'm honestly cooked. I'm tired. I feel my eyes getting heavy. So my schedules throughout the rest of the week consist of this. Tomorrow I will be playing Beyond Two Souls, and of course, I need to check and see. I'm gonna see if I could talk with Yvonne. I don't know if it's still going on, but I still want to do Halo 3. If not, then it is what it is. I might have to consider it canceled, because I'm not going to be checking with people every week to see if we're going to be able to play it. Thursday, 1 p.m., we're going to be doing movie night, as y'all know. Then after that, 5:30 p.m., we're going to be doing Lost Judgment. And then also the Eagles come on at 8 o'clock. And, of course, Friday, the main game, Battlefield 6, will be active at 11 a.m. I will be playing the story mode first, and then I'll work my way there to do the multiplayer. So then, guys, that's everything throughout the rest of the week. As always, guys, y'all take care of yourself. Whoops, I actually got this on the wrong one. Y'all take care of yourself. Every second, every minute, every hour, y'all spend with me is every second and every minute, every hour. I'm blessed and thankful for you guys. Have yourself a good rest of the day, night, evening, wherever you're at in the world. And I will see you tomorrow for Beyond Two Souls and possibly Halo 3. I'm going to ask Yvonne if that's going to happen. So, yeah, later. Go check out Ducky. I'm rating her again. She's doing Back for Blood with Yvonne. And she's doing it with Yvonne, doing it with a couple people. She's doing some team streaming right now with 3 other people. Go check her out. Back for Blood is like supposedly the successor of Left 4 Dead. So if y'all like those kind of games, go have some fun. Later. Alright, Dre, I'm cooked.